And we should be live. No intro, guys. I know. We're running like 5 minutes late. I mean, if y'all want to do an intro, you should feel free. What's up, guys?
Welcome to the Guns and Gays podcast, hosted by NeverEnuffAmmo.
I feel like half the time it is the Guns and Gays podcast because it always turns into a bunch of dick and gay jokes. I don't know. Even on a regular chat.
Well, Honda's responsible for most of that, though.
We should have invited Honda.
I did invite Honda, but he said no.
I think he
said no to me too.
He was scared.
I also asked him what tonight would be like, where it would just be all of us bagging on him for like 2 hours. He was like, no.
If he thinks it's bad during a normal chat.
Yeah, no shit, right? Anyway, so to everybody out there in the audience, welcome. This is the first time I feel like this is the first time I've done this. We did do we did have the, what was it? The Open Liberty stuff.
Open Liberty.
Where we did talk about a lot of gay stuff. But I think it's the first time we're doing this one. And this was Roro and Jedi's idea, which I thought was a good idea to do it because it is Pride Month. And as I think everybody is fairly aware, I'm very open to getting everybody together on the topic of guns, and obviously a lot of other stuff too. But and I do think it's important that everybody gets a chance to, I don't know, just be heard. We're all different. Everybody's got fucked up problems, and I think especially in something like this, because there are far too many people on the quote unquote right who are very gun friendly but just have problems. I'm not saying it's a lot of people. I don't know hardly anybody that is like really truly bigoted, but I know they're out there, and I know in today's day and age they usually tend to be on the right and on the if they you know what I mean? Like, you got a better chance of finding them there than on the other side. I'm just saying.
Man, like, I've always thought that there's been an issue in the gun community with anti-gay shit, but that's because I guess I'm looking for it. And like every day on Instagram, like maybe not every day, but multiple times a week, I end up telling someone in my comments section, like, you know, you really shouldn't use the word faggot on my page, and here's why. And then they're like, I didn't know you were gay. Foot out of mouth. Like,
surprise, bitch.
Yeah.
So, like, to say that it's not out there is a flat out lie.
Oh no, it definitely is out there, and that's why we need to, you know, stop fucking around and start to, you know, acknowledging that everybody. I mean, look, we're in a really big community. I mean, me for, you know, with being libertarian, which I think a lot of us fall in that category, but at least in most ways, you know, it's not anything unusual. But then you get into the pro-gun side of things, and it starts to become more apparent, right? You start to notice more stuff. You start to see more things. People have more problems. I've got plenty of subscribers who probably are pissed off that I'm doing this right now. Because I've seen, you know, since I've been on YouTube, I've seen plenty of people dropping the F-bomb and doing stuff like this in comments, and you know, making the jokes and stuff whenever I would have, you know, somebody on or talk about certain things or whatever. I remember I can't remember when it was, the first time, I think, on the live chat when I said I was pro-gay marriage. Like, I had a bunch of people emailing me saying I'm subscribing, and I'm sure the F word was used many times in those emails and comments. But,
yeah, I remember when we did that way back in the day, and I took the pro-gay marriage side of things because it was like pro-constitution, fuck whatever they want you to not do or whatever. And that's real easy for me to do. And that's, you know, I kind of feel bad for like not saying shit back then, but I honestly didn't feel like it was okay for me to be gay and in the gun community back then, which is why I stayed hidden so long.
Yeah. Well, and look, there's a lot of people that are going to talk shit. I think, and I truly do believe that it just in the last 10 years I've been on YouTube, it's gotten better in the gun community. There have been far more people who are you know, willing to just be like, yeah, I don't give a shit, fuck it, whatever, man, doesn't affect me.
That's
as long as
us millennials took over.
Yeah, and whatever it is, man, I don't know, I don't give a shit. I'm not a millennial, but you know.
Well, yeah, growing up though, it was more accepted in our generation.
For sure.
So the previous generation, they're gonna hold unconscious bias towards everything. Whereas us, we're like, it's normal.
The thing I think is funny is when I correct someone on Instagram like that, it's never, well, fuck you, faggot. It's always, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I was just joking around.
Yeah.
And that's comforting, I guess. Like,
at least that's somebody who's not just automatically getting offended and throwing slurs and shit and, like, you know, That shows that oh well, there's hope. They're just because
it didn't help.
Well, because I mean,
it didn't help that in the '90s everybody called each other fags.
No, it's seriously no, because when I grew up, that was very normal to call your friend a fag just because you're fucking around with him, and you don't really think about what you're saying. You're not saying the dude's gay. You're just throwing it around, and you don't even. It just had this weird meaning in the '90s, even in the '80s too. When I was growing up, and it was just a general insult. And I'm sure when I was a kid I said it all the fucking time and never thought twice about it. Didn't even.
What'd the new insult be? A cuck that everybody uses generally, without knowing the meaning.
I don't know.
I don't hear.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hear it all the time. I hear cuck all the fucking time.
Nobody knows what a cuck is.
I know what a cuck is.
Do you know what a cuck is?
Yeah, but I'm saying the kids that are out there just saying it, they don't realize.
Oh yeah. They don't.
No. But anyway, this is a kind of a free-form open chat, so I didn't have an agenda for this, like an itinerary or any sets of questions or anything. So, everybody feel free to jump in with whatever particular topic or conversation or just whatever point they'd like to make. But real quick, I do want to just go ahead and just go through everybody here today. We've got Jedi with us, which of course everybody knows. We've got Roro with us, which of course everybody knows. Derpy, everybody should know Derpy by now. We've also got Tara, who is here. This is the first time she's been on. Outside, well, you were on once through Discord one night when we were doing some stuff. But other than that, everybody knows Tara from the chat and from the Discord. We've got Manos is here, and we got Black Flag Nation, who I have fucked up his name on more than one occasion by saying it too fast.
You didn't mess it up on the big gay chat.
Yeah, I know. Well, it happens when I'm talking too fast, and Yankee's done it multiple times. I've heard him say it a bunch of times.
It's funny when he does it because he gets all red and upset.
Yankee sounds like an old racist dude when he does it.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's start off with that. Ro, you said you had a couple things you wanted to talk about. So since you have an idea.
Well, we already kind of covered one of those, and that's like the subtle racism of the gun community, or not racism, anti-gay shit of the gun community. Like, not like everywhere or whatever, but like enough that I didn't say shit for fucking years. Man.
Yeah.
Like, we already kind of covered that. I don't know what else you to say about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you think it's gotten better? Because I feel like it has, but then I'm not gay, so I don't fucking know. But I feel like it has.
I feel like the only reason it's gotten better is because there's been a lot more gay people buying guns because they're afraid they're going to get shot at a nightclub, so that there's more gay people in the gun community now.
Well, I mean, it's sad that it takes the Pulse nightclub shooting to do it, but I mean, I'm glad.
Well, I know a bunch of gay people that got into guns because of the Pulse nightclub shooting.
No, I've heard that story several times. I mean, I've had people leave comments on videos saying that's why they bought the gun. So, I mean, I completely understand that. It makes sense. I wish it didn't take that happening to get people to realize that, But, I mean, that kind of stuff happens all the time. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens to everybody, right? Like, the reason why a lot of people buy guns is not necessarily because they're worried about being targeted because they're gay, but they're worried about being targeted because maybe where they live, or what the things that they own, or the car they drive, or they're worried about somebody, I don't know. Who knows? Or maybe they're just an asshole and they think somebody's going to try and kick their ass for being a dick. I have no idea. But everybody's got that stuff that they worry about. They're like, okay, well, I might need to protect myself because bad shit can happen. And that's just a fact of life. So the more people that come to that realization, the more people that find it out. And I was talking about that on the chat today. I think it's a path. Like when somebody buys a gun, their chances of going down that path of starting to understand what gun ownership means, what the Second Amendment means, and then even further down what the Constitution means, the chances of understanding that have gone up dramatically when they buy a gun. It's not a guarantee that they're going to ever follow that path, but
I've noticed in both the gun community that there's more gays, and in the gay community, like dudes I date, I used to try to never tell them about guns because it was always like, oh, are you a fucking terrorist? Are you going to shoot up a school? Blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, hey, do you want to go shooting? And they're like, maybe.
Well, I mean that's good.
Changed there too.
Yeah. Well, and there's two. We got and I'll be honest. I don't know how long those organizations have been around, but you got like the Pink Pistols are out now, and they're very vocal in the community. You've got what's the other one, Blazing Sword or something like that.
I never heard of that one.
Operation Blazing Sword.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's another one. Another. I think that's
part of that one.
Oh yeah, and that's another big one. And so you got organizations that are actually trying to, talk to people in about that stuff, which is good. Now I just wish like the GOA would start talking to gun people about, hey, stop being a bigot. If you are, and I'm not saying everybody is, but hey, if you're a bigot, you should probably stop. How about something like that? Get it going from both sides. But which is honestly why I'm trying to do stuff like this, is just because why not? I mean,
So I'm curious, like, what brought our panelists into guns and being gay? Like, have you always liked guns, or was it a specific thing?
Did you say what brought them into guns and into being gay? Like,
well, I'm straight, so.
Well, no, I mean, like,
what made you gay?
So.
Well, yeah, the Jedi. What got you into guns? Was it being in the military, or was it afterwards? Jedi, you're muted. You've muted yourself, sir.
Yeah, I know. I'm in the truck stop right now.
Okay.
No, I mean, I had a gun ever since I got out of the military, and I always knew, responsibility with guns and the general usage and whatnot, but I didn't really start getting into it until, like you said, after the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Okay.
Because that's what I got my carry permit.
Okay. When was that? That was 15?
I like.
No, 2016.
16. Okay, I can remember.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt like it was longer ago, but then 2016 seems like a fucking lifetime ago at this point.
Yeah, it does.
God damn.
2019 feels like a fucking
I know.
It
Shit. 2020 feels like it's been about 3 years long already. We're only halfway through it, but whatever.
I grew up with guns and like 3 generations of Marine Corps. I was shooting at 7 years old. Like, it was never not an option to like guns. And I've just noticed with most of the guys I've dated, that was not the experience they had growing up. So they would have to come to guns on their own somehow outside. And I guess that's more the typical gay experience, maybe.
I wouldn't know.
I grew up.
Neither would I.
What'd you say, Tara?
There were guns. I grew up with guns. I mean, 4 years old, I'm in the backyard with a pellet gun shooting at a soapbox. We moved around a lot. Most of the time, we actually ended up in the country. It's like, we moved up to Mesquite when my mom got remarried, and we moved up to Oklahoma, northeast Oklahoma.
That's a bad play.
Yeah, you'd walk down the street, you're carrying a 22, shooting at bottles, stuff like that. Nobody said anything about it back then. But we're also out in the country, and they've just always been around.
Maybe it's like a country mouse versus city mouse sort of thing. I don't know.
I think it's also cultural,
I did
too.
get rid of.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you a question, Tara?
You got rid of what? What'd you say, Tara?
I got rid of all my guns for quite a while because my wife has a son from a previous marriage that we didn't feel comfortable with guns in the house. So I got rid of them. And then a few years ago, I was at the TA truck stop in Oklahoma City, and 2 people broke in my truck while I was sleeping in it.
Oh, shit.
And at that point, I bought a 1911, and I got my carry permit. I went from there.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're safe.
Well, they met my dog. He's a Mastiff, but he can't stop bullets.
Mastiff in your truck? I had trouble with my Husky.
Well, he's Great Dane and Boxer, so he's got the goofiness of the Great Dane and the craziness of the Boxer. But he's very protective, and he can't stop bullets. But I went in the truck stop and I got a steak. I made sure they had a bone on the steak. Fries, everything, the whole meal. Walked out to the truck. I said, "Here you go. It's all yours." Like, you earned it.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that nothing happened. Shit.
Man, always liked dogs for the fence. Like, I don't own a dog right now, but every dog I've ever had, I was always glad that I had. They're handy.
I like dogs more than people.
That's the reason why I don't like small dogs. That and usually big dogs are more lovable and they're easier to play with.
I just like a dog that's capable of biting a man's head off. And I
Small
don't
dogs are a
Exactly.
genetic abomination. So
I want a motherfucker that you walk up to the porch, that thing meets you at the porch, and you go, yeah, no. How about no? I ain't coming in.
See, I want like the psycho dog that's like hiding around the corner when they open the door and it's going, I get to fight somebody.
Not in a truck, you don't, though. You want something a little bit more relaxed, because it'll drive you insane.
my husky just cries.
See, we always had mastiffs and danes and labs growing up, so I was used to big dogs, I guess.
He curls up
For
over
me,
the far corner of the bunk. If you ever had a dog like that, they like to curl up into a small space for some reason. But then he stretches out, his back feet are on the bunk, and his front paws are up in the driver's seat.
See, when I bring my husky with me, he says that the bunk is his, and I have no choice but to screw with him.
So, I think we, at some point in this chat, we got to turn the spotlight on Matt as to, like, why he has become, like, the place where all the gays hang out on here.
Well, clearly,
You have something to tell us, Matt?
I don't know. Hey, I've told you before very openly, I think I'm about 90% straight, but I'm just saying, I haven't run into anybody yet, but, I mean, you know, if Idris Elba ever asked me,
out there, man.
I'm just saying, if Idris Elba ever said, hey, Matt, what's going on? I'd be like, all right, let's go. You know.
I'd say the same with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. He's just like, how straight are you?
I think even most straight men would be like, yeah, Idris Elba was good looking. I'm not into that, but, you know.
Like I said, I'd go for Ryan Reynolds. You know, I'm pretty damn straight.
Ryan Reynolds is pretty hot, too, actually.
But I'd make him wear the Deadpool costume. I think that's what has to happen.
No.
That or his Blade costume.
And the mask needs a hole in it, though.
Yeah. Like we could swap it out for one of those BDSM masks with the zippers.
I don't know, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Zippers get caught on shit, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just take the zipper off. I'm just saying. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, I've met a lot of people in my life, right? And I've noticed that a lot of the ones that were somewhat bigoted towards gay people are actually just uneducated about it. Like, you know, and some of them are the biggest fucking freaks. Yeah, or they're the biggest fucking freaks sexually that they just don't get it.
Or maybe they just don't want to admit that they really like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they're like, oh, you know, these gays like butt sex, and then like 5 minutes later they're asking you to stick it in their butt. So I don't get it.
Those dudes that are given
homosexuality is an abomination.
Yeah, and then they go home and tell their wife, put on the big strap on. You know.
Yeah, or even they just fuck their wife in the ass, and it's like, well,
Isn't that the
you
same
know,
thing?
sodomy.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, who doesn't like anal?
There you go. But yes, no, I don't know why. I think it must be Roro's fault. That's why everybody comes here.
Or everybody just feels comfortable on you.
Honestly, then if it's my fault, then it's Jedi's fault, because the only reason I said anything is because we had an openly gay person on the podcast, and it was only a matter of time to like outed myself.
Yeah, because I mean, you didn't say anything for years, dude. We've been talking on here for a decade. You didn't tell me anything until what? Was it 2 years ago?
Earlier, like 2019, I think. Sometime.
I don't remember. I know. I didn't know when we went to Tulsa in 2018.
Yeah.
So you hadn't said anything yet. So a little more, maybe a little more than a year, but which I was rather offended. I was offended that you thought I would give a shit.
It's one of those things, like, you don't want to get labeled as something that's gonna like.
Well, yeah.
Negative side effects in your like interactions with people in that thing that you love.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I understand.
If you're just to not say anything about it, then let's just not make an issue of it if it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Well, that's my question for you, Rolo. Why does any community make what people do sexually an issue? Unless you're touching kids, I mean, it shouldn't be an issue.
Well, yeah, like
You
kid
know.
fuckers can get fucked. You know.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if you like a dude or you like a chick, I mean,
Kid and animal. Kid and animal. That is
Yeah, kid.
literally where I draw the line. Kid and animal.
but I'm saying as far as like regular conversation,
I'm just
like,
saying,
never
I've seen some
outwardly
really,
said-
really sexy goats. So.
But I'm saying, like in a regular conversation with somebody, you know, never once has my sex life with my wife come up. You know,
You have not
Yeah,
been in the right conversations, so then I'm just gonna.
I just don't talk about sex with strangers.
Well, no, not with strangers. Not with strangers, of course not.
I'm actually really glad that I told you guys because, like, I get to be myself here now, and that's helped me a lot in my life. So, thank you.
Well, good.
Good, yeah.
Took a while, but good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do have a couple super chats. Captain Cripple Nipple says, "I think I speak for everyone." God damn it! I think I speak for everyone when I say we like you people, the gays.
What do you mean, people?
Yeah, what do you mean, you people? Jesus. Gypsy Bird Dog says, "Can you have the panel? Jesus Christ, panel introduce themselves?" Well, I think we did that already, didn't we? Yeah, we went through everybody.
They don't know us.
Did they introduce themselves, or did you just say their names?
Well,
and
I
they
think
have
I
no
said
idea?
their names. I don't think they introduced themselves, but I introduced them.
So, I'm
Oh,
Roro.
thank God I'm out of that building.
In case you didn't know.
Yes.
I'm Tara.
Like my turn.
Derpy's muted and driving, so he's not going to say anything.
Yeah, the one driving.
I am Derpy. I am in Granite Falls. You get to see all of fucking Granite Falls.
I'm just waiting to watch him rear. I'm waiting to watch him rear end the dude in front of him.
Yeah, it's coming.
So,
The puns.
so
No, man.
Derpy, I've meant to ask this question. Where exactly do you fall on the spectrum?
I'm everywhere.
He's pansexual.
Oh, there's a sheriff. Oh shit.
Uh-oh, we're gonna watch him get a
So he
ticket.
likes fucking pot.
We're gonna watch him get a ticket.
Live TV.
Live PD.
Right?
We're gonna watch live police brutality.
Yeah. Beat him. He's a weirdo.
Well, he's in Washington, so I think that's like half the population. I don't think that's. Anyway.
If you left the chat on, we would definitely encourage him at first, at least.
Yes, that's true.
He has to keep it rolling.
Literally.
We
Literally.
need to see it.
Well, Tactical Bacon says the F word is like calling somebody Fredo.
Fuck Fredo.
That's great.
Well,
Fredo.
now hold on. There's a difference, okay? I'm part Italian. I don't get offended at the word Fredo.
I
Me
know.
neither.
Would you get offended if we called you Fredo faggot, though?
Oh yeah, you add the extra F word at the end of it, then yeah, you're kind of playing with fire.
What about Fredo faggots? Like from Lord of the Rings.
So what if that was sweetly whispered into your ear while, you know, other
Ooh.
things?
You take
You
that word.
better
I'm
be.
just saying, Jedi. Take that word back. Remove its power.
We're reclaiming
All I
it
got
the way
is-
we reclaimed slut, goddammit.
All I gotta say is if you're saying that word, you better be submitting to me sexually.
Yeah.
So if it was give it to me F word, you'd be like, all right, let's go.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. Oh.
You know, Honda could have easily avoided trouble if he would have just said it in that way.
Ooh. It's
Ooh.
true.
But I don't think Honda's a power bottom though, so.
No.
With time. Give it time. Give it
I have
time.
an apple light.
Okay, now I'm back in my truck.
The good news for you, Jedi, is Honda would be tight.
I'm sure he would.
He
But
would
quite
be.
honestly, though, I'm not really interested in his ass. I'm more interested in his dick.
Oh. Okay.
You
Is
could
it?
probably break off inside a Honda anyway.
He does have a good beard. I'll give him that.
There's the beard, and he hasn't shaved in a while, so.
Of course, by beard I mean woman that pretends.
Oh,
to
that
be.
yeah, that beard, that kind of beard. Yeah.
I'm joking. No, he actually doesn't have a woman that does anything. So.
You know, looking at Honda, he does remind me of a bunch of bear cubs that I've seen.
A bunch of what?
I love that Honda's not even here to defend himself.
I said a bunch of bear cubs.
Bear cubs.
Yeah, he's a
Do
little.
you
bear
know
cub.
what that term means?
I don't know. I know what bear means.
Yes, I do.
So
I
a
don't know
cub
bear.
is a young bear. So think like an 18 to 19-year-old chubby guy with a beard.
Oh, okay.
Well, now hold on. I'm not a bear either. I'm more of a. I've heard myself being referenced as a pocket cub.
Maybe we need to go through all the different names that I've the ones I've heard are bear and otter.
Well, you never heard of Twink before?
Oh, well, that
Twink,
too, yeah. But I couldn't tell you the difference between any of them. I don't fucking know.
So, how do you find Twink? Like, it's one of those things you know when you see it.
To be honest,
I need
don't
me
know
one of
either.
those.
You know. Yeah.
Twinks are like the really pretty, young,
Yeah,
18
like-
to 20-year-olds that are like over
Definitely
80.
not older than probably around 30, and definitely thin and definitely feminine
Yeah, very pretty for some reason.
and pretty.
Okay. All right.
Like when you look at them, you're like, yeah, okay. Like most of the male YouTube makeup artists.
Oh yes, definitely. Big fan.
You mean James Charles?
My
I
wife
don't know
watches
their
all of
I
them.
don't know any of their names, but occasionally I see their videos and I'm like,
My wife's favorite makeup
I've
channel
seen-
is that Jeffree Star dude.
I've seen. Okay, in my defense, I have seen James Charles's butt because he wore assless chaps to what the fuck is it called? Coachella. Coachella.
I've been a fan of Jeffree Star since MySpace.
Why does that not surprise
When
me?
he was
Derpy?
singing. When he was singing.
His
Okay.
music is very.
All I know
very
is my
sexy.
wife has a whole bunch of lipstick that says Jeffree Star that she ordered from his fucking website. I don't know.
Yep. Yep.
And I would not be surprised if you do too, Derpy.
I'm too damn poor.
I'm more of like a Revlon kind of girl, but whatever.
Raw Feeding 101 out, so dropped a super chat, says hashtag pride, fucking love who you want. There you go. See?
Except kids.
Is that fucking love who you want or fuck and love?
Fuck
who you
and
want?
love who you want.
Hey,
Fuck and love. Do both.
I'll fuck whoever I damn well please. I don't need anyone's approval.
I'm not gonna love anyone, goddammit. I'm just gonna fuck them.
It should have been an and or.
And
fuck,
or.
fuck and or love whoever you want. There you go. Anyway. X Adam 1 says use your gay powers to help me find an Arsenal AK. I don't what?
Chicago probably has a ton of them, and they're probably full auto too.
So the SoundCloud rapper that is the warlord of the Chaz, it has a what's it called, a Vishka, the Century Arms thing that blows up.
Jesus.
I cry from California. I wish I could have an AK.
Well,
You can have a 10-rounder.
No, they're gay, dude. Like you have to put the stupid fin on them, so you lose your pistol grip, everything.
Oh, you gotta put like those fishtail things on and stuff.
Yeah, like you can't get a proper grip, and I don't know about you, but I'm not gonna, limp wrist a fucking AK.
Get a Mini 30.
Oh fuck no.
wait, was that a gay joke?
What?
Limp wrist,
He
I
said he
think
was
that
gonna
was
limp
a
wrist.
gay joke, Matt. Many
No, that's a legit gun term though.
I-
Because if you limp wrist the 1911,
I
it
know,
doesn't
we're just
cycle.
giving you shit. I'm just giving you shit.
And I'm the straight one on the panel, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you're obviously not that damn straight.
You have way too much knowledge to be straight. I mean, completely straight.
Well, he said he was a corpsman in the Navy, so
That's
I was a corpsman in the
true.
Navy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
So
I've
you've seen
literally
it.
been in the gay community for a
Yeah.
long time. I'm
So
just not gay.
you've seen a few up close. That's all you're saying.
Oh, I've seen thousands of dicks, bro.
Yeah.
Thousands.
So that's all right.
I want to count after 8. So I've seen more than 8 dicks.
Stop counting after 8. Was number?
But you know, as a
seen
straight
8
person
of them.
though, I do like to advocate for, you know, gay people and their rights, because if you flip it on yourself and say, well, what if people are demonizing you for being straight? Well, then, you know, it's kind of fucked up.
Now, will it ever get to the point where everybody is somewhere on? Everybody has a letter in the LGBTQIA2++, whatever the fuck the shit is.
I wanted to talk about that too. I was just talking about that on Instagram today. We need to stop adding fucking letters to that goddamn thing.
Yep.
It's no longer a fucking acronym. It's like LGBTQIAP+ or something like that now.
Dude, there's like 2. I think there's one that has 2 pluses and a 2
and a no-no square.
And a no-no square.
The fuck's the plus stand for anyway?
And all kinds of shit.
Like, I don't get why we can't just either be LGBT or LGBTQ and have the Q as a catch-all. I'm okay with that if you want to do that. Past
Well,
that,
I mean, queer just means different. Like, if you look it up, it means different. So, I mean, I guess everybody's queer.
that's why I'm willing to negotiate on that one. But beyond Q as a catch-all, why are we adding more letters?
Because they're coming up with more fucking, like, sexual orientations. Like, I'm sorry. There's hold on.
I identify as a sexual Wolverine.
Have you ever seen the aliens? Like, the people who identify as
Yes.
transgendered aliens? Like, I saw this video of this dude. He actually cut his dick off, like, by himself. It was very graphic. Like, it took me a minute to watch it. I had to get popcorn.
So what?
When Dave Chappelle was and he said something to the effect of, when it comes to the trans people, I believe them. Those N-words cut their dicks off. I believe them.
Well, no, he wasn't trans. He said he was he was asexual alien. So he's like, I'm not trans. I'm not nothing. Just don't have a dick no more. Yeah, he had nothing down there. It was weird.
I don't get the cutting the dick off thing. Like the trans thing, okay, like you can get surgery.
Oh, he cut his dick and balls. Like, it was all gone. He had a little tube that he peed out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's.
No.
Yeah, like, he was smooth down there. Like, 100%.
I tell you what though, there is nothing hotter than a female who's become a male that looks like a male but still has the cooch. I actually kind of like that a lot.
Like, pretty lesbians?
No.
Trans dudes.
No.
Trans. Oh, yeah. They, you know, trans
Jedi.
They have it bad because they're the ones that, like, all the sexy man features that people like Ryan Reynolds and Idris Elba. When you flip them onto a woman, they automatically look better. You know, high cheekbones, more square jaw.
So Jedi, are you saying you would love to have a night with Buck Angel?
I don't even know who the hell that is.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's the one that looks like James Yeager.
No.
Except Buck Angel, but Buck Angel's like, but Buck Angel's like legitimately like ripped. Like he's like.
Yeah.
But the joke that he looks like James Yeager is because he's got the goatee and the bald head. But other than that, he's just a ripped dude with a badge. Like.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I don't like goatees.
I
nor
thought you were
bald hair,
insinuating James
sorry.
Yeager is trans.
Well, he might be. I don't know. That's, you know.
Yeah, he's got that vibe.
It could be. You never know.
I mean, he was a fat
He's
guy at
cranky
one
enough.
point.
We were going to talk. There was one thing you wanted to talk about, Roro, which was the quote unquote the gay voice.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this
someone
before, but
as someone who doesn't own a gay voice, but I can make one or whatever, but I'm sexually attracted to people who speak that way. It annoys me when I see people bag on them because I'm like, why are you fucking making less sexy people? And then, like, we were talking about T-Rex arms and all that shit. I don't know if you want to get into that yet, but my basic question was, why do gay guys talk that way?
With the list?
I don't know.
I think they're advertising.
Uh-oh.
Honda's here to defend
Honda, are you
Oh
here?
God, it's a bigot.
Yay, on this here.
I mean, I think they're advertising.
I think that's what it is. I want people to know that I want it. I raise my voice just a little bit.
Honda, I may be on my last truckload from California to Atlanta, but I can easily make a stop in Colorado.
Uh-oh.
Don't tempt me.
Ooh.
Hey, are you gonna be there on Monday,
Is that a threat or a promise?
What?
Jedi?
What?
Beware.
Where you are now?
No, I'm leaving tomorrow.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be there on Monday.
Yeah.
All my bags are packed. I'm ready to go.
Now, I will say this. I'll be in Arizona for the weekend for Sunday, though, because I have to do my 34.
Oh, you gotta take your time off.
So gay
Yeah.
people, they speak through their
Okay.
nose. They're very nasally.
Well, so what is it?
Yeah.
Like, because, like, no, at a certain point, it does become a question. It's like, so you've got people from all parts of the country that all have the same kind of affectation or whatever. Like how does that happen? Like, it's
Yeah,
not
they
like a
talk to their nose.
traditional, it's not a traditional, like, accent that you pick up because you
Well-
grew up somewhere.
So my question is, like in China, do they have like a Chinese gay accent? Or in like Russia, is there like a Russian lisp?
I don't know about that.
They
but,
might,
I do know, like, there are 3-year-old kids that talk gay.
Yes,
Like-
yeah. I just think it's interesting. I don't know how that happens because it's not connected to like where you grew up.
No.
So where does that?
Does it mean that you're a bottom?
Whoa.
Well,
Oh.
I am a bottom. I don't think I always sound that way, unless I want to.
Well, I think
And
you
that's
said
like
before.
Okay.
I don't have.
Well, you said before you do that voice whenever you're talking to somebody who has it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Like when I was hanging out with Winston was an effeminate fucking queen. Like, I got horrible around him. I'm sure that podcast was fun to listen to right after.
Well, because that's the
Hey,
same thing.
Ro-Ro.
Like if I start talking to somebody who's from North Texas, my North Texas accent starts coming out. If I'm talking,
Yeah.
and I don't realize I'm doing it. You know, I start talking that way.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just going to say this right now. You are very lucky from what you just showed me. And apparently that person is very flexible. So, lucky you.
I sent Jedi pictures of the person I was just hanging out with, who I'm seeing now, and they're a transgender
And that-
man.
and
I don't know how
that-
that's going to work sexually, but you know.
And that's the type of transgender I would be more than happy to do things with.
Roro,
Anyway.
you little
So do you
slut.
want me to wear a dress? Like, what's going on here?
What?
What? Nobody was talking to you. It's not always about you.
Bigot?
You should see my sister. I mean, my sister is not, she's trans, but she didn't do the operation yet, and she looks like a really pretty girl.
This is a chick that became a dude. That's why I sent those pictures to Jedi after he said that.
So he's got mangina.
Yeah, he's got mangina.
All right. Cool.
I'd do
The
it.
thing is, usually those people are more than down to wear strap-ons, so I'm fine.
Is it okay?
Hey, man, whatever floats your boat. I am telling you, though, I've seen some fucking trans chicks where there's no way in hell I would know that had been a dude.
Yeah, like my sister. I can send you a picture. You'd never know.
Yeah, there's some you've seen, like what's the chick that, damn it, I don't remember her name. She's like
She was on Crowder, that girl.
yeah, she's like conservative or
Yeah.
maybe sort of conservative. Well, I cannot remember her name.
I can't either right now, but she totally looks hot.
Yeah, you would not know that was a dude at all, or had been a dude. Like you would be like, "Oh shit!" So, yeah, I cannot remember her name though. And then there was the chick. She's on Supergirl. Anybody seen the chick on Supergirl?
No.
Well, I'm probably the only. See, that's how I know there's at least part of me that's gay. I watch Supergirl, so that's what it is.
I
But
just don't get into those CW shows. I would love to have a
I
good-
fucking watch all of them like a little bitch.
You want to know how I'm totally gay?
You like penis?
I think we already know this.
Well- Well, yes, but the way I know 100% is that I like watching shows like Supernatural and what was the other one?
Vampire
Well,
Diaries.
Honestly, the Winchester brothers are sexy as fuck. I'm not really into Supernatural, but I would watch it just to watch them. So. You get a pass.
I would be happy with a piece of Dean cake.
Which one is Dean? Is that the short-haired one or the long-haired?
That's the shorter one.
Short-haired guy.
The older
I
brother.
like the long-haired Winchester brother. He's got. Wow. I think he's way sexy.
Have you ever seen Vampire Diaries?
No, unfortunately, but I've heard some good things.
Yeah. The dude who plays
Something.
Damon, Ian Somerhalder. Yeah, he's a very pretty man.
Yeah, something about lots and lots of gay butt sex. Is that true?
Wow.
What in Vampire Diaries?
I don't know.
There was some vampire show you wanted me to watch that lots of gay sex.
No, Vampire Diaries isn't about gay.
Which
sex.
one?
It's about,
I don't remember.
Dracula or something, right? I don't remember.
Dracula? I don't think that one had. That was the one on Netflix. That one didn't have anything in it.
There was some sort of vampire thing you wanted me to watch and it had gay sex. I was like, yeah, whatever. I never got around to it.
I don't remember.
Is it True Blood?
Hey, speaking of, yeah, True Blood does that.
No, this was
True Blood
like last year or so. True Blood was years.
What was it? I remember telling you to watch
See,
something
they
and we joked around
like
about it,
each
but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember now. Damn it, Matt.
I don't remember, but yeah, I remember. I don't know.
Hey, speaking of vampires, you know how they're canceling everything right now that has to do with black people? You think they're gonna get rid of Blackula?
I don't know. Should they? I mean,
I think Wesley Snipes will be pissed.
I didn't even know that existed.
Blackula?
Yeah.
Oh, Blackula. Yeah, that was one of those. It was one of those movies from like the '70s where it was like in that blaxploitation era, where you had Superfly and Shaft and all that shit. Not that kind of Shaft. Calm down, Shadow. Yeah, they did a Blackula, which I have not seen since I was a kid. So
It's hilarious.
I don't
What
remember.
about Blade? They gonna get rid of Blade too?
No. See, I think what it is they're only getting rid of stuff that is like it's a white-owned company that's using black imagery. I think that's what it is. But Blade is fucking Blade, and
Blade's owned by the WB, right? No,
Marvel. Marvel owns Blade.
Yeah.
But nobody's gonna fuck with
Marvel's-
Marvel because Marvel's been real.
Marvel's super SJW.
Yeah, Stan Lee's. Well, here's the thing. Well, they've done some SJW stuff recently, but Stan Lee has always been a very liberal guy. He's always been. I mean, if you read some of the stuff that he used to write when he used to do the about the editor and some of the he would answer questions in the back of the comic books. He talked about. I mean, he was way ahead of the curve when it came to equal rights and all this kind of stuff.
Like the X-Men is about being gay.
Yeah, it's about growing up different, and he wrote that specifically. He said many times he wrote that specifically to apply to anybody who grows up who's out of the norm, who feels persecuted, who is put upon, whose society turns against. He said he wrote that for all those people.
Like Rogue. Rogue's a lesbian.
Rogue's not
Rogue
a
is not a lesbian.
Yeah,
she
she kills every dude that she touches. She's a fucking lesbian.
Oh, okay.
She kills women.
I guess she got me there.
Well, she kills the women too. So I mean,
she's an equal opportunity bisexual murderer.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Yeah. Anyway.
But like in the cartoon shows, Rogue used to be super weird around her boyfriend. After she put him in the hospital. So, I mean, I guess you could say you would be super weird.
Yeah, but then she went on to fuck Gambit because Gambit's powers meant that that her powers wouldn't affect him. So
I wondered about that. I don't think I ever watched or read that comic book.
Yeah, in the comics it was something about his power because he gives off energy, and her deal is she sucks energy, that he gives off enough energy that she doesn't ever suck like his powers or his fucking life force away from him.
I thought like in the cartoon show or whatever, and they were like going back and forth. I'm like, well, that would make sense considering he's giving off energy.
Yeah. And they finally did something about that in the comics. But then at some point she hooked up with Magneto too, and I don't know how that worked. So.
But she's just a slut then.
Well, 2 dudes is not making that doesn't make you a slut.
Well, she can suck the life out of you. I mean, she probably gives.
Well, I mean, like, there is that. Like, anyone who can suck the life out of you might be a slut.
That just makes you like
if she puts it in her mouth and puts you in a coma.
Yeah.
That just means she's good at her job. I'm just saying.
Next level head game right there.
Yeah. Anyway, what else do we have to talk about? Jesus Christ, we already dived heavily into the dick jokes, but of course that's because Honda is here.
Lucas at T-Rex arms.
Let's talk about T-Rex arms, because here's a channel that
T-Rex
arms. His arms like tiny, like this.
He can't jack himself off. That's why he's in a bad mood all the time.
He licks.
But so T-Rex arms. Just to throw that out there, I don't know who this dude is. I've heard of him before.
Okay, so I'm sharing it on screen now. My issue with T-Rex arms. He put this up on Instagram a year or 2 ago, 3 years ago. I don't remember. I wrote him off then and will not watch his shit. And I watched him and was going to buy a holster and shit from him and even liked him. Thought he was probably gay. And then he said this. So fuck.
I think he is gay, dude.
Maybe that's why. And see, that's the thing.
To his fucking rifles.
Maybe that's why he said that, is because he's fucking self-hating.
Yeah, no, he's casting shade, so he can't be tracked. It's like
like he practically deep throats the fucking rifle
device
on most of his videos.
It's like the fog device on the back of the Batmobile.
Yep. So yeah, obviously, hopefully you are watching and not listening, and you saw what that thing said, because I can't repeat it. I guess Roro could, but
it says my face when I hear a fag talking. Talk like a man, dude. Don't be an effeminate, spineless thing. So.
Would you like to try it again, Honda?
No, I don't want to go on another apology tour.
You couldn't even spell feminine right, and you also couldn't use "and" instead of front of.
Yeah.
He meant to say "I." That's why.
All right. So, oh, did we lose somebody?
Probably something his dad used to tell him all the time.
We lost somebody.
Derpy dropped out.
Oh, Derpy dropped out. Uh-oh, his internet's under attack from China.
Nah, he's just being beaten by the police right now.
Yeah.
What day is the Mayan calendar say that the world's supposed to end?
I don't know. It's added
December
up. It's somewhere around
Right, right?
it's somewhere around now. Like it's like
No, it's December. It's like December 20th, I think.
Well, no. The reworked one where they added all the 11 days for each of the 268 years that we were on that other calendar. And it added up to sometime this week. I don't know when. Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it's tomorrow. We might have already
passed it. I know that
passed
this isn't the frog chat, but if you actually look at what's going on, we're in a solar minimum right now, which is supposed to hurt our food supply.
Yep, that's true. Although, goddamn, it is hot as fuck outside, so it doesn't feel like it. But
no, it's June.
Saying that the magical rays of the sun are what's causing our issues, or are you saying that's what because of the sun?
Oh, there's a couple people. There's multiple people in the chat saying it adds up to the 21st, which is on Sunday.
Yep. Right. That's what I was just gonna say. June 21st.
Oh shit.
I think the Mayans were dyslexic. It's supposed to be 2021, not 2012.
Does that mean the next gay frog chat's going to be the last gay frog chat? Oh, shit.
Last week might have been the last gay frog chat, depending on what time of day the apocalypse comes.
Yeah, what time zone God's in? I don't know.
Does it go in time zone order? Like, are the Japanese going to get fucking taken out before?
Well, I mean, in general, look, when it comes to a Mayan prediction, if we're in the United States, we're on the right day. Because wherever they were, we may be a few hours off here and there, but I don't think they pinpointed it to the exact hour.
So they're on Central Time?
The Mayans were on Central Time. No, actually, technically, I think they well, I mean, they
are in the Central Time zone. At least the places they used to live are.
Yeah, so there's. But
Did you hear about that dude who killed that federal agent like a couple weeks ago? And he wrote "Welcome to the Boog" on the cop car. You think that's gonna start?
No.
The Boog?
Sporadically, probably. There's probably some people out there who are
he literally his name is Steve.
Stable.
His name is Steve Castillo. He was a Air Force sergeant, first class, something like that. I don't fucking know Air Force rank. But anyways, he killed like fucking 5 federal agents and wrote in their blood on the cop cars.
Oh wow.
I didn't hear.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
didn't
hear
mean to
about
cut
that.
in like that, but it's something that nobody's talking about.
I didn't hear about 5 federal agents getting killed.
Yeah, his name was Steve Castillo. Look it up. It's crazy.
So we got a
It
couple.
happened on the 6th.
Got a couple super chats here. Captain Cripple Nipple says, "Is it acceptable to burst into a room and yell, 'Hello, gay boys'?" I don't think so.
Well, if you're
If
planning,
it's a room full of gays, yeah.
I used to do that when I was working the clinic in the Navy.
honestly, that's how I enter most of these chats. Hello.
What in the hell?
And he also has Captain Cripple Nipple says, "Is Michael Waltrip gay? I need to know." I don't know who the hell Michael Waltrip is. Who's that?
Neither do I.
I don't know who that is.
Michael
Well,
Waltrip.
Nipple, it's less funny when no one knows.
Right?
It's even worse when NeverEnuffAmmo doesn't tell who the fuck.
Michael Waltrip. He's an American race car driver. I don't fucking watch NASCAR. Is anybody
Right?
Is that like a
we're all turning
federal
to
sport?
the left.
Isn't that Texas's fucking like national sport?
No.
No.
Football is, okay? Not fucking NASCAR. We do have one raceway here in up not too far, just north of Fort Worth, but that's, no, it's football. Football is the Texas
I
national
would
sport.
auto racing if they would do like that cross country shit somehow and cover that whole thing. That'd be cool. You seen that?
Yeah, where they're like in like actual real cars that do
Like
more than turn left.
overland shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Dude, I was looking at this news article from Denver earlier today saying that there was 75 Denver police officers who were injured in the past week. And then it went through, like, the list of injuries was, like some of them were like, yeah, the dude stepped off a curb wrong and twisted his ankle. But a lot of them were, like, hit with brick in face and groin. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, Jesus Christ.
But, the thing that we're here about, Pride Month, actually is because of a giant fucking riot that happened in
That's
LA.
true. That's true. Yep.
Where
LA likes to riot all the time, though. So I mean,
No, it wasn't LA. It was New York City.
Yeah, Stonewall was in New York.
Okay. I thought it was LA for some reason.
So would somebody who actually knows more about this like to explain what happened? I vaguely know what happened, but I don't.
I vaguely know what happened as well, but I'm not.
I want to know all about the gaystery.
The gayet.
Well,
gay history.
Derpy, do you want to do it or do you want me?
I don't exactly know.
Look at all you. I am so embarrassed for all you people not knowing your history.
God, yes.
No, I know.
Fucking
Hey,
beautiful.
hold on. I know it. I was just waiting for someone else to say it if
Okay.
they
Well,
wanted
I'm
to.
just giving you shit because it's fun.
What it was the Stonewall Inn was a gay bar / club where the local gays would meet in New York City. And back then, I believe it was in the 60s, but back then, being gay was frowned upon. It wasn't really acceptable. So
Real quick, not to break
police
in.
would do-
When did it because it was illegal for a while. When did it stop becoming actually illegal?
It was illegal when this happened.
Okay, it was still illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
like
Because that's what I thought, but
No, that was back in like 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
No,
When
no.
No,
Stonewall.
I'm saying when it became legal. Like
Yeah.
2012.
Well, no. What happened was the last quote-unquote sodomy law was struck down in 2003. And by the way, Matt, it was your state.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. My state still won't get on board with fucking legalized marijuana, which is just stupid because this is Texas. And when it comes to just about 99% of freedoms, we get on board pretty quick. But fucking say something about marijuana or gay, and we're like, "Buh," and it's embarrassing.
Trump wanted to win. All you have to do is legalize marijuana.
Now, that being said, it had not been a law that had been enforced in several decades, but still, I know what you mean.
I beg to differ.
Yeah, it is enforceable.
They were still enforcing it in
They were still
2003?
No, but in the
Uh-huh.
90s they were.
Oh, really?
They raided a gay bar in Dallas in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But they put everyone on the floor in handcuffs and drugged them out. They've always got other charges, and they're raiding
There was a
clubs
case.
for.
That's why I said it didn't become legal until the military dropped "Don't Ask, Don't Tell."
That's
Then
fucked
legal.
up.
There was a case in Texas, right in the '90s, where they arrested some guy for being gay in his own home, and it went to the Supreme Court, right? I'm remembering.
Yeah, it was Lawrence v. Texas.
Jesus, that's ridiculous.
This looks so much fucking better.
That's why the law got struck down, Matt. The Supreme Court took it down.
Okay.
That looks so much.
So they did their
better.
job. That's good.
For once.
For once. Yeah,
Imagine being the investigator on that. Like,
Wasn't it a 5-4 decision though? It was really
Yes,
close.
It was really close.
Well, let me ask you guys. Obviously, I think I know how everybody in here is going to respond to this question. But what did everybody think about the recent Supreme Court decision about, was it Title VII?
I'm 100% on
Title
board with
VII.
it.
Which one is that one?
I'm on board with it.
Yeah. So it's in my
Denied employment. I'm on board with it.
yeah. So my point was
yeah.
Now I'm
that's the one where you can't discriminate against gay people.
well it was originally you couldn't discriminate people for being women or for being black, and it being I don't
now
think
hold on. Well, hold on. Before you go any further, Title VII only applies to employment. It does not. It does not apply in any other realm.
Yeah, you couldn't fire somebody because they were.
But my sister said that it supposedly stripped her.
Oh shit! We lost him in the middle of a sentence.
Right.
What the hell?
Also only applies like over 50 employees or something like that. Small business, it doesn't apply to.
Okay.
I vehemently disagree with the decision. Joking.
So my point of it was, so first of all, I'm not a fan of just laws in general. I don't know if anybody knows that. So I don't like the idea.
Did anybody answer my question? Because I cut out.
No, we heard like half of it.
Oh, I said my sister said that supposedly it stripped her of her insurance to her work.
What?
That was the Trump thing. That she's trans. She's talking about the Trump executive order.
Oh yeah, that one. No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
I don't
something
like
different.
that one. That one's
I don't like that one either.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were both the same or not.
No, it's something different. So, but
Donald Trump is a walking, talking Oompa Loompa that needs to get his ass out of office. Seriously.
Why do we live in a country where the president can just change people's access to health care with a decree?
Yeah, I don't know. Executive orders are bullshit.
It's not supposed to be like that.
Like the idea of how we want to run this shit.
Well, because first of all, I mean, executive orders are bullshit. I don't like it when anybody does them. But I also just in general don't like that we have to sit here and legislate everything, right? Like, I think when you look at a lot of the stuff that happened, especially with the civil rights movement, there was a lot of things that needed to happen because there were some people who just simply were not going to stop being bigots, right? Like there were people that were not going to stop being racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever it is, right? We were just in a place where something needed to be done. I think, and some people may disagree with me. That's fine. I think we've moved past that. I think every day in this country
No, not entirely. But one thing that I can say from like a medical standpoint,
like institutionally, you're talking.
Well, what I'm talking about is like I'm not talking about that it's gone. I'm talking about that every day it gets better, and we are on a course that I don't believe we are going to veer from, which is that we're going to get to a point to where pretty much everything's tolerated as long as it's just not something abhorrent like pedophilia, right?
We are the future.
And nobody's going to give a shit in 10 years. Between the millennial generation, which for all their fucking flaws, no offense, Jedi and Derpy, well, and Roro.
I'm a millennial.
I was born in 91, so
I was born in 92.
That's millennial.
You're a millennial. You're a millennial, okay? But the average millennial is not as smart as the people we have in here. Well, I shouldn't say that. I got a lot of millennials in my audience, but you know what I mean. Just the for any flaws, the millennial generation is pushing us to a point, and then all subsequent generations. And I do feel like it started with the Gen X generation, which is where I'm from, but it wasn't complete. That we have moved to a point to where the idea of racism and sexism and homophobia and bigotry like that is not a positive. Like it's not looked on positively. So even people in those generations who are those kinds of people know they're on the outside. They know that their thoughts and ideas are abhorrent to the vast majority of people, in their generations. And I don't think
because we grew up with it.
Yeah,
we grew up with it.
Yeah,
But,
but
hang on. Let me. I'm just saying. I think we are on a track where we're not going to start reversing ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're just suddenly going to go, well, let's just start hating black people again. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think
the only reason why I would think that black people racism towards people would happen again is like there's a girl that's an actor on Disney that is fucking doxing kids right now. That's gonna bring that shit back.
I see a way that this thing could reverse, and it's not good. And the reason is that people aren't having conversations anymore. Everyone's in their little separated bubble, listening to their own separate thing. And when you can't have discourse anymore, what happens? People turn to violence. People turn to conflict. Without
not only that, but they're
the ability
separating us right now with the
openly
media.
talk to people and hear your voice and hear your opinion and like sit there and listen to other people's opinion and maybe open your mind to something new. You just stay closed-minded because you were brought up that way, or like that's the way
what they did to Drew Brees.
You're not going to hear anything different.
Look what they did to Drew Brees, and then that one coach from Oklahoma University. Like they made them apologize for nothing.
They're firing people because of what their niece did on Twitter.
Hang on. But what we're talking about here, I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about very specific things. We're talking about
like the general population.
Very specifically, we're talking about racism and homophobia and shit like that. I'm not talking about in general fucking people want to live in their own little bubbles and, lambast anybody who doesn't think like them. I get that. But I'm asking, does anybody in here, and I'm just curious because I don't think it's going to happen, does anybody in here genuinely believe that something could happen and we would start backsliding as a society to where we go back to hating gay people and black people again?
Yes. I can see go back to hating black people.
Because I just don't, maybe I just have more faith in our society, but I just don't see us going back to that.
Well, they're splitting us.
People. We're like the only society who thinks that there's no chance that we could ever be Nazi Germany or Maoist China or Soviet Russia. Like, we think for some reason that for whatever reason we're just better than that and we're never going to do that. Like, that is something that could happen in the United States, and one of the reasons for that would be because of racial tension.
Now, I see us being far more likely to fall into bigotry if we do become a fucking Marxist nation, because every other Marxist nation that has ever been on the face of this fucking planet, okay, where it has failed, has turned on people who were not the same color as the rest of us. Has turned. Look at all these socialist nations down in South America. All of them almost have turned on anybody who's gay or trans. They treat trans people and gay people like dog shit in all these countries. Look at Russia. Look at all these other countries. Now, yeah, if we turned into a Marxist hellhole, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, there's a good chance that once the government gets in power, then if you're different and you're not quote unquote the norm or whatever the fuck they're calling it, then yeah, they'll start doing shit like Russia did, where they were taking driver's licenses away from gay people just because they were gay.
In Pennsylvania. Look what they did in Pennsylvania. They took down a statue of Abraham Lincoln and wrote all over it, calling him, all these names and stuff like that. Yeah, the people that are doing these things, they don't know history.
He was the first fucking one for you guys. Like, come on, you guys.
Like, they don't. The people that are out there doing this stuff, they don't know the history. They're not educated, and they think just because they're white people that were in power that they're bigots. But what they really got to figure out is, we have to have a conversation. Because I had a buddy tell me that his fucking electric bill was racist.
Well, I mean, there is a level of it that needs to be addressed, and like it's like when you go in for a business loan, or when you're like applying for a school, or when you're applying for a job.
So what? Hang on. So
where you're going to walk into a place and based upon like the vernacular that you use and the chip on your shoulder, or whatever it is, like they're not going to choose you. They're going to be afraid of you. And other people, because of who you are, because of the color of your skin, they're going to feel more comfortable with you. So there's a level of that going on. But how do you legislate that?
I can tell you how to legislate it real easy. Nobody who is born outside of America should be labeled anything other than American. Once you start putting people with labels, like black people, right? They can't just be black Americans. They can be African American, yet they're like 12 or 13th generation American. Once you start putting labels on people, then it skews the census. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, I understand that for census purposes, and just want to know who's here. But I think that's also a cultural problem in that we started, we started letting that African American thing has always bugged the shit out of me since it started in the late '80s and early '90s when it really kicked into gear. I remember when that was starting to become a thing, and I remember asking a friend of mine who I had grown up with who was black. I said, would you want to be called African American? He went, fuck no. And
the worst part is that we call them colored people now. People of color.
Oh, I know. That's even worse. Because
exactly.
Exactly. I had friends growing up whose parents and grandparents would say, "Oh, that colored boy up the street did this or that," and I'm just like, ugh. And now we're calling them people of color. I'm like, what the fuck? This feels like backsliding here as far as terms.
I try to not use the N-word, but short of that, I don't care about what I call them.
I get called white. I call anybody black, white. I don't give a shit. Like, why is this offensive? Yeah. First of all, why other than
N-word, F-words.
Yeah. First of all, unless you're actually trying to describe a person's looks to somebody else, I don't. Typically speaking, unless I'm trying to get somebody to either know who somebody is or remember somebody or describe somebody, I don't use the term white or black, right? Like if we're having a conversation,
needs to be fixed too.
I don't. If I'm trying to describe somebody, I'm like if I was talking to somebody and I was talking about Idris Elba and they said, "Who's that?" and I'd be like, "Oh, well, he's that real tall British black-looking, good-looking dude who he's like who was in Thor." And like I would use that. That's really the only time. Like who the fuck is going around?
Every time I hear someone say white or black, I think about a 3-year-old girl I met once who was a little black girl, and she came up to me and said, "You're not white and I'm not black. You're beige and I'm brown," and then walked away.
Smart kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are some black people out there.
So much fucking best on it. Oh, so pretty.
Like some Nigerians are really damn dark. But then you got people on the other end of the spectrum, like Irish people. They're damn near transparent. My mother's damn near transparent.
I like them whatever
I don't know.
black Idris Elba is. What level of
Derpy, why are you sharpening your Japanese suicide sword?
This is actually a child. This was literally a toy for kids back in Japan. This
that's racist.
This is real. This is a fucking real child sword.
Is that a wakizashi?
No, it's literally a child sword. Like, they would literally run around and fucking play with this shit.
It's about the same size as a wakizashi.
Yeah,
you know
it is, but...
You know what would end a lot of the problems in America? If we brought back fucking dueling.
Washington a state.
Wait, 1 sec. Why are they giving away to Japanese kids, and Japan being the suicide capital of the entire planet, as far as I know, right? Why are they giving Japanese kids suicide swords?
This is back. This is
I'd rather them
really
give them to us than legislate them away.
This is literally really fucking old.
Literally,
really.
This is
really
not
literally
new. This is not new.
It is not.
Is old.
It's literally old.
Well, you know, the Japanese used to have these things called samurai that could go around killing people indiscriminately. So maybe the kids needed some protection.
No.
Yeah, they were fighting off the ninjas in the street.
It's kind of like us giving our kids 22 rifles.
This is the oldest thing I own.
Playing with them.
My grandma gave it to me when I was 4 years old.
Oh, that's
technically
cool. I got to pick out any ship I wanted that she had because she had like 50 of them. And I picked the USS Constitution.
Technically, you do own something that's older, and that would be your bigotry.
That's true.
Have you ever been to the Constitution, Honda?
No, I never have. I've only been to the ocean like 3 times, dude.
It's fucking.
Dude, the Constitution's worth it. It's stuck in Boston Harbor. It's a really fun place to go.
And I've never been to the East Coast.
It's stuck in Boston Harbor, man. You'd love it.
I'm from that area, so.
I've been everywhere.
I've never been to the Constitution, but
Yeah,
I've been to the Constitution.
that's one of the, so I mean, so like with you and Jedi Terra, so y'all got to see pretty much the entire country, I assume, as truck drivers, right? I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm a truck
For the
driver
most
too,
part.
damn it.
Except for Hawaii.
Oh shit, I don't know. Except for what? Well, that would
Always
be
excluded me.
that'd be a tough drive. But,
Right.
Hey, if they can put me on a boat to go to Mount Pearl, Newfoundland, 10 hours chained to a boat out in the Atlantic Ocean, I'm sure they could do it.
Really?
somehow.
that's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Nobody wants to go to
Won't let
Hawaii
you on
though.
the
That place
boat
is
if there's
shit.
more than 200 people, though.
So would you say
It's
that?
a hazmat load.
Would you say that it's a giant ferry?
Jesus Christ.
No, but I know a guy in Houston we call the 7-foot ferry, and 7-foot ferry.
Yeah, I'm almost that. Like, what's his number?
He's pretty cool though.
7 foot as in height or 7 foot as in length?
I don't care.
Girth.
7 foot as in
Girth.
height. I have no idea about the length, but he's real into like the Renaissance fair and everything. He makes like the oxtails and stuff like that. for the
What are
Renaissance
oxtails?
fair. But picture like some neckbeard kind of guy with a long beard and everything, but he's 7 foot tall and he's very, very gay.
So Hagrid.
I don't know about a beard, but
Yeah, you do.
Dumbledore?
Yeah, Hagrid was like 7 feet
Except
tall and he
heavier.
was super gay.
See, aren't you guys glad
He's
that
like
I showed
pretty
up to
sick.
ruin your chat? Sorry, to ruin your Black Panther party.
This is why I wanted. I said that the other day to somebody, and they laughed their ass off. They were black though. That's why I wanted you here, because I figured it would be fun.
Do you think dueling would settle all our problems in America?
No, everyone is picking shit to do. All it would mean is people like me that are psycho enough to challenge people would win a lot of arguments.
That's what I mean. Like it would, but the threat of, dueling.
I think
If like they passed a law that
letting
said
themselves without the threat of being thrown in jail as soon as you do because of reasons, and like they should do an investigation first. And if the investigation shows that like you weren't in fact defending yourself, you just said that, then you should catch an extra charge, lying to the police, right? Like that's
I think that you should
Just call it
have
a
less
mutual combat.
lethal rounds, right? Less lethal rounds, like the beanbag rounds, right? And you have to fucking shoot each other, and whoever wins.
that'd be easy.
If
Just
they're
shoot
hit-
him in the throat. You're good to go.
That's what I mean. Yeah. If you ever been hit by one of those fucking things, they hurt like a bitch. So
I hope I never have to get in one of those
me
fucking
either.
things. Paintballs hurt bad enough, man. Fuck.
They hurt less if you have a flak jacket on.
Dude, I don't like getting shot with airsoft on my skin. It's not fun.
I think I would prefer the old-fashioned dueling
with the
better
swords.
than
The
yeah.
black powder cap and
You gotta,
ball.
you got one
single
shot. You gotta turn around
Yeah.
and shoot.
I like taking a hot load to my face from a fucking black powder. Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about black powder. I was talking about swords.
Dude, imagine how hard it would be to hold a black powder revolver or whatever, because like there's that delay between you pull the trigger and it shoots, right?
Well, a
And like you gotta
revolver-
stand there and shoot at someone who's standing at you without flinching. Like, Jesus.
But it's so different than a hang fire.
delay, man. Like any of that percussion, there's a little bit of a delay, but it's a lot less than like the flintlock. The flintlock has like a, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I'm talking about, like a flintlock.
But it's no different than a hang fire. You just keep it down range.
Yeah, but how accurate are you with your hang fire bullet usually?
Yeah, that's true.
It's a whole different thing shooting those guns. I want to get a flintlock pretty bad. I keep looking at like pirate pistols.
Well, I've got
We
a
need to
black
bring
powder
back-
revolver, but I've never shot it. I literally have never shot it.
I keep looking at those too. Like I want to get a Civil War era gun.
Yeah, I've got a
You know what?
61 Navy. That's pretty.
You know what's pretty cool that most people don't realize is that that's the only firearm that felons can actually own.
Yeah.
Depends on the state.
Well, yeah.
Have
well, I
you
mean,
guys
most
seen
states, right?
you guys seen the double-barreled 12-gauge pistol, that Diablo? It's like
Yeah.
a muzzle loader.
I want the Petter Soli Howdah pistol, the 20 gauge.
Yeah, Howdah would be cool. You can get like the Howdah pistol.
Yeah. Then you got 2 shots.
So what's like? Okay, here's my question as a straight dude.
Uh-oh.
If you're like talking to a guy at the gun shop, right? And like you're like a gay guy, and you're talking to a guy at the gun shop, and you want to know if he's gay, can you tell by what he carries?
Not the gun.
Not the gun.
No, you cannot tell.
So if he shows up with like a 380, it doesn't
Hang on.
mean
What if it's like?
Are you
what if it's
trying
like a?
to? Are you trying to say something?
What if it's a? What if it's a? Hang on. What if it's a pink Taurus?
Well, maybe.
What if
Honda,
it's a 32 with? Yeah, go ahead.
let me just tell you this, Honda. I typically carry the smallest round I'd carry would be 9, which is usually my G45 or one of my Berettas, and the biggest caliber I carry is my Glock 20. So you tell me, is that a gay gun?
I think you're compensating. I don't know how gay that
Well,
is.
just ask
I
Yankee.
carry a 32 or a 9mm because I don't need to compensate.
Hey
Just ask
Roro,
Yankee. Usually, gay people carry revolvers.
hey Roro, tell Honda if I'm compensating for something.
He is not compensating for something, Honda.
I mean, that could be anyone's dick. I don't know.
No, it's
I carry a 9, a 45, and a Milton 10.
Again, I carry
I'm stirring the pot.
380
I'll shut
because
up.
I'm comfortable with it.
Okay.
Not old enough to carry yet. Boo hoo.
You'll get there. Don't worry.
Wait, you're not old enough? How old are you?
Wait,
19.
who?
He's like 12.
Ah,
Boy, you shouldn't hit him like that.
you're just a boy.
Well, you can't carry yet, but you can own one, right? Well, I guess it depends on what state you live in, right?
Oh no, if someone gives it to me, they're going to jail for a long time. It's Ohio.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So because like in Texas, you can buy a gun at 18. You just can't buy from an FFL. But if you know, you've got a friend that wants to sell you his gun, or your uncle wants to sell you your gun at 18, you know, or whatever, you can do that.
I can own a long gun, but handguns are completely illegal. Furnishing one will land you jail time.
Shit.
Just go buy a black powder revolver and get a conversion barrel.
So what kind of long gun do you have?
A conversion cylinder.
That's a personal question there.
I've got a slugster.
How long would you say your long gun is?
Oh.
Honda's asking about gauge now. He's asking about the gauge.
Oh.
And a Delta.
What is the diameter of said barrel?
Yes.
And is it a pump action?
I draw.
Would you consider it an 8 gauge?
Yeah. Anyway, so what other topics do we have? I don't know. We've just kind of been spitballing this whole chat. So, did anybody have anything in particular that they wanted to talk about? Pride Month related, whatever. I don't know.
I did have a question.
Sure.
Because I think you're probably the only one older than me in this chat, and that's only by like 4 months.
Yeah.
Has anyone else ever actually been denied employment or insurance or anything else?
I actually don't know.
One of the last jobs I had was working for some guys doing some stuff with guns overseas and whatnot. And the reason I no longer work for them is because they found out I was gay. So, yeah.
Can you back sue?
Not these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. As I'm taking apart a 1911 in the back behind my back.
Quite frankly, I'd have to say that I've been pretty lucky in regards to not being discriminated against. The only thing that has come close to, I would say, would probably be my military career.
Yeah, but they fixed that though.
Yeah, just because they did doesn't mean everyone was on board, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: when they did do that, the whole Marine Corps turned gay, like overnight.
Well, man, the Marine Corps was already gay to start with. Look at the uniforms; those are fucking snazzy, man.
Yeah, I'm saying like before they're like,
not the Marine.
Hold on.
Before they were like, oh, this is the men's department, and then once
it's the men's department of tops.
Yeah, once the Don't Ask Don't Tell got repealed, they're like, yeah, everybody here is gay. We're in the closet.
So anyway, because I think Tara was saying something, and she's a little low, so I couldn't hear her. What were you saying?
was saying they were still dealing with corrective rape like 10 years ago in the military.
Yeah.
Dealing with what?
Threat of rape.
Corrective rape.
Oh yeah.
The thought that you could rape someone straight and basically being accepted.
Oh.
I can tell you this: there was when I was in the military, I signed up basically at the very end of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But I guarantee you, the fear was there. There were literally dudes that were afraid of being spied on by other gay people in the shower. Okay, what the? Who's driving in the wind?
I'm driving, but my windows are closed.
Okay, because I hear like a real freaking wind, like
It's
hurricane
not there,
wind.
no. He just
Same here.
Let me mute. Let me mute. See if it's me.
Okay, yeah, it was him. Thank God.
Honda is blowing the
Oh, what
fucking
the
microphone.
hell, fucking Honda. What
was-
the hell?
He was deep throating the microphone. I think in an attempt to impress Jedi, but
Ooh, right.
I can't even remember where the fuck I was at now. Thanks, Honda.
Yeah, I think we all agree that it's polite if they gag a little bit, and Honda has never done that once.
yeah, he's never gagged.
I'm a very impolite motherfucker, I know.
He's we're just saying. I mean, he's got a very loose throat area. So
Are you sure? Wait a minute. Are you sure you're a motherfucker? I thought you might be a father fucker.
Oh, I fucked lots of mothers.
Single mom.
Well, anyway, I think I left off at when I first joined the military is at the end of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. But the fear. Oh, what is that sound?
You will not get through this thought, Jedi. That's what I have discovered.
probably not.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's Black Flag Nation because I'm hearing
Every time
wind.
he mutes.
Okay.
Derpy.
Here, let me
So
let
you-
me
you-
see
you
if I
s-
reconnect.
You
We'll
signed
reconnect.
up at the end of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, but everybody
Yes.
was afraid of
Gay
Go.
people in
What?
showers.
gay people in showers.
Ooh.
I thought it was Godzilla. Sorry.
Well, I mean, like,
No, that's only in Japan.
in their defense,
We have
gay
a gay
cat
fair.
houses are a thing, and like, there's lots of gay sex in showers. So
Also, in their defense, didn't literally somebody walk into you at the beginnings of a gangbang?
It was not the beginning of a fucking gangbang. It was a makeout fucking session.
But didn't
and
you say there were
people
like
did-
other people that were like maybe making their way towards the area that might have been interested in partaking?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you said. Like there
No.
were other people there or something.
No, no, there was people that was spying on us.
that's just your fantasy, Matt.
They can smell.
Yeah, he
human
said there were
yard.
other people spying on him and not saying anything, which means they weren't opposed to it.
Well, I don't know about that. They probably just couldn't believe what the fuck they were seeing at that point. But whatever. But no, I mean, no, there was. It was. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna fall right into a trap by saying this, but it was really hard.
Yeah, I bet.
It was really
I know
hard in
it
the
was
military because I tell you what, that first night I was there and when we all had to use the fucking communal showers and shit, I was
That's when it got
embarrassed.
Did you get a boner?
I was well, not then.
So you're like walking around the shower, like I don't know. I get a nervous boner. I'm sorry. Like,
A few weeks later, when we got a little bit more comfortable with one another, there was this Russian dude that had like a 10-inch fucking schlong, and he was white. He had a black man's dick, but he was white.
I love those people.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my god, and it was.
So you took a lot of
Very
cold showers then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And nobody wondered why. That's just.
And I tried to avoid people.
Is the sound gone?
But sand jellies are a thing, though. That's the problem.
What?
Sand jellies? What is
Shower
that?
jellies or something like that.
Shower jellies.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about making jellyfish in the shower? That's fucking
Yeah. But shower jellies are a thing, though, in the military.
I don't.
Derpy,
How would
make,
you know,
you make
Derpy?
less and less sense to me when you speak.
I don't know that I want to know what that means.
Shower jelly. Okay, shower
It's not
jelly.
I don't. I said I don't think I want to know what that
drain.
means.
Is it like a rainbow kiss or whatever?
It's
Well,
He's talking about jerking off in the shower.
Yes.
Okay. Well. All right.
The
I'll tell
spooge
you-
is
I'll tell
really
you-
bad for your
He's saying because it floats and it looks like a fucking jellyfish. That's
Uh-huh.
gross.
Y'all
Okay.
are nasty.
Y'all
Yeah, I can tell you this: ain't nobody jerking off in the shower in the military. I mean, we jerk off in the stalls in the bathroom.
Man, see, if you really were like an alpha male, whatever, the move would be to go into the shower, look at everyone, and then start jerking off.
Yeah, but then you'd also
That's
get
some
your
prison
ass
shit
beat.
too.
Like, look what I can do, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
You just make eye contact and do it slowly. Like,
Make eye contact with everyone in the room.
And that right there is why I tried to keep to myself.
I had
just
the
want to
gayest job.
apologize.
I had the
Wait,
gayest
you
job
wanna-
in the entire military.
What happened? You
You
wanted to
know what
apologize?
was-
What?
I want to apologize
You
for introducing y'all to a rainbow kiss.
Yeah, that was uncalled for. We didn't need to know that ever.
Yeah, that haunts
I'm
me at
sitting
night,
with
man.
Therapy.
Oh, I like it. What you talking about?
yeah, that's nightmare fuel right there.
No, yeah, that's wrong on every
I've
level.
seen
I
enough
became a
nightmare
little
fuel.
bit
That ain't
less
nothing.
bisexual when you fucking said that shit.
You know what was interesting though is that as soon as I got out of BMT and tech school, when I went to my first duty assignment up in Minot, North Dakota, everyone was afraid of me. Like it was a complete 180. Like everyone hated me in frickin' BMT and tech school, but then everyone just was afraid of me. They were afraid that I would get offended at something and that I would report their asses and then they'd get in trouble and whatnot, you know?
I still had the gayest job in the military. When you're sleeping and someone wakes you up to look at their dick, you know that's not a good day.
Were you the dick?
What?
Were you the cock inspector or what? I mean, what the fuck?
Look at me becoming a corpsman. I didn't know that was part of the job.
Yeah, like we're medical, so you know you're sitting down in the barracks. Yeah, you're sitting down in the barracks sleeping, and then this fucking dumbass Marine who just got done fucking some nasty stripper comes over to you. Hey dog, my stomach hurts. So you go to look at his stomach, and he whips his dick out.
I mean,
Does this
it's
look
unfun.
abnormal to you?
Yeah, I've heard that way too many times. Is this
So
supposed to be
you've seen
drippy?
a few, right? Is this normal?
Yeah.
yeah, just assumptions based on the fact that you were in the Navy.
Yeah. That's,
They didn't even know you were an EMT. They just thought you were in the Navy. They're like, well,
Yeah, they were like,
he'll
I
be.
know Navy guys know about this stuff. So.
well, my uncle was in the Army, so you know he always makes fun of me. He's like, "Oh, you're a Navy, you're gay," even though I'm like extremely straight. So, except for Ryan
Well,
Reynolds.
Well, I would hope so. You have a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, wife, 2 kids. Yeah, I'm straight. I've just
Hey,
seen more
that doesn't
penises
mean
than most people on
anything.
Earth.
Nowadays,
Sometimes
it don't mean
people
anything.
get married to lesbians and then they just both do whatever they want because they like banging people.
I
Nah, I'm
guess.
straight.
Does
I guess
that work
could be a
out
solution.
ever? Like they, you know,
I've known
Open
people
marriages.
like that.
I got a couple gay friends who are in polyamorous relationships.
But like, and married, or just?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're married. They're married, but they'll like they have boyfriends on the side. I'm like, does that make you a cuck? And yeah,
I think
Okay.
it does.
I
So
think it does make them a cuck, right? Because
Yeah, I mean,
Well, only if the guy
they watch them fuck.
only if the guy
So my
fucking
thoughts
their
on that,
wife is black. Then it does.
Like,
I've
my
known,
thoughts on that is like a straight couple, right? Like, it's pretty easy for the wife, if she's hot, to go out and get dudes like anytime, right? But how easy is it for a guy to go out and like get a girl? Not as easy.
Tinder.
Ah,
Tinder.
call bullshit. It's easy. It's
It-
fucking
it's
easy.
It is not easy.
With
If you
today's
think
day
that-
and age, it's
Not
really
at-
fucking easy.
If you think that's hard, Honda, try a dude looking for another dude.
Grinder.
You got to
Very
go to the
easy.
right spot, right? That's all.
I
Just
don't
go to
have
Grinder.
finding people.
Grinder just wants to fuck
Grinder, I am
or their flakes.
fed
I
up
don't like
with
internet dating,
Grindr,
dude.
quite
Internet
honestly.
dating is like I've had
Literally go anywhere in West Hollywood. I mean, it's not that hard to find gay people.
I've just had bad luck with the internet dating thing. You know, it's like they always show like a picture from like years ago, or like you show up and they're fucking weird or something. You know.
Are you trying to date them or are you trying to fuck them? Because there's a big difference.
I've done both.
I like
both. Neither's worked out.
Because each site is for different purposes.
See, I like Tinder because it is, at least most of the people I run into on there want to fuck and also might be interested in a relationship. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, let's fuck and see where it goes.
That's
That's a love story right there,
where
by the
I've
way.
become. Like that's where I've arrived at.
Isn't that how a relationship starts, though? Like,
In my experience, yes. Most of the time.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm a classy hoe. I like.
Eventually learn her name, and you know.
I'm a classy hoe. I like to be taken out to dinner at least once or twice.
So you're a prostitute?
No, like I usually pay.
Oh, okay. So they're the prostitute.
I tell you what, though, with me quitting this truck driving gig and being able to go home and be home every night,
I'm really jealous of that, by the way.
I'm kind of hoping that I finally meet someone, you know, because I'm turning 28 in 2 months.
Well, where do you live?
Northeast Atlanta, dude.
In Georgia?
Please tell me you don't live anywhere close to a Wendy's.
Not super close.
Okay,
but,
good.
You know,
we fear for your safety.
But
I
my
don't know how
mom
big
is.
the. Go ahead.
There I go.
I don't know how big the population of gay people in Atlanta is. So, you know.
I bet it's bigger than we think.
Well, I was hoping that maybe I could go to one of those Pink Pistol meetings and see what I could find.
Ooh,
That'd be cool. That's a good idea. Because you automatically already have two things in common.
I imagine.
Are you into bikers?
What?
Are you into bikers?
No, not really.
Oh. I'd say you could probably find a bunch of them.
So, according to the internet, the highest gay population in the United States is in New York, with 272,493 gay residents.
That's also because that's the city with the highest amount of people, period. That's why.
That's just a really specific number.
What was the poll on that one?
I don't know.
Like what? I don't remember any.
72,493.
I don't ever remember.
Not 2, not 1, not 5, but 3.
I live in California. It's pretty fucking gay here.
Yeah, I bet you San
Well,
Francisco.
you got Los Angeles with 154,270, and
What about San Diego?
94,234.
Well, because here the gay population is in Hillcrest, West Hollywood, and San Francisco. That's where the major gay populations are.
I don't know, man. But you can't really tell anything about that number, though, right? Like that's not that's not a percentage of the population of those cities. That's just a number. That's just plain out. Here's a number. Throw it out.
Okay, let's go.
That's a pretty
Cities with
big
the
number.
highest percentage.
I know Washington is pretty high.
I think part of my.
Seattle.
I mean, just for clarification purposes, are we doing this to find out where Jedi should move, or what do we?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
I like Tulsa because I don't know where it is now, but back in the day, the gayest cities in the U.S. used to be #1 San Francisco, #2 Tulsa. That was like in the 70s.
Oh.
Tulsa's always.
So the LGBT percentage is highest in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
It makes sense.
And it's the lowest in North Dakota.
And most of those are closeted Republican congressmen.
Yep. I mean, look at Turtle. Turtle looks
This
like
is from 2013.
huge flaming homosexual.
I hate to say.
Overall national average is 3.5%. They taught us 10% in school.
See, when I went to North Dakota, almost everyone I met was gay. So maybe they're wrong.
It's 10% in D.C.
Denver's pretty gay too.
You know
Now, how much of that
all the gay
10%?
prostitutes there to like fuck all the congressmen.
Yeah. How much of that 10% is taken up by Lindsey Graham? I'm just
At
curious.
least one. At least a whole point.
He's a whole percentage point.
That man is
just by himself.
He's a raging.
I wish he would come out of the closet.
I really do too, man. And just be like, look, I'm a gay dude who's conservative.
He's a
Fuck
raging
it.
homosexual.
You know what I mean? Like, just
There's a thing called a log cabin conservative here. Come on.
I mean,
There's
really.
a shitload of people, even on like the left, that I think would like not hate him as much if he would just admit it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why he doesn't. It's the worst kept secret in politics. Like, it's up there with Bill Clinton slept with a lot of women while he was married. Really?
So tell me, why are there no openly gay Republicans in Congress?
Because they're all. Because I guarantee you, anytime you become a Republican of any note whatsoever, which means you've bypassed the state level shit and you've moved into either a federal congressman or whatever it is, and you've gone to a national level where the RNC starts to give a shit about you, they probably sit you down and have a conversation and go, look. Just so you know, right now we still rely on the evangelical Christian vote. So you better not fucking say anything about being gay, motherfucker. So you better keep your fucking mouth shut.
They don't even have that big of a percentage of votes.
I know. It's stupid.
That's a small minority of the
Dude,
Republican
I
vote.
swear to God, if they would just dump the evangelical Christian vote, and not dump it, but just stop caring about it, because first of all, most of them are still going to vote for him anyway. It's not like they're going to fucking vote Democrat.
You know?
Exactly. If they would just say, you know what, we've decided we're totally 100% pro-gay marriage because we believe that it's an individual's right to live their life how they want to live, and we're 100% on board with it as a political party. And while we're at it, fucking legalize marijuana. Man, they would start winning fucking every election.
They'd win every seat.
You need to do that, and you need to label the KKK a terrorist organization at the same time.
Wait, haven't the FBI already done that?
Yes.
Did they?
I think the FBI's already done it.
Where they are.
I don't know. Somebody Google it. I thought that the KKK was already
I don't believe so, because when Trump made Antifa at one, like I had shitloads of friends going, Antifa is a terrorist organization, but the fucking KKK.
Well, hold on. Well, hang on. Donald Trump cannot make anybody a terrorist organization. It is up to the FBI or I believe Congress can pass a resolution.
I thought he could do this via executive order if he really wanted to.
Well, yeah, but he didn't do shit. He just threw it out there as a statement.
The KKK is not designated as a terrorist organization.
Oh, really? Really? I thought that is weird.
Yeah. It's because the KKK is the militant wing of the Democratic Party from back in the day, so they don't want to call them a terrorist organization because then that looks bad.
That's true. That's true. So.
My question is if they hate black people so much, where the fuck are they with all these huge riots?
I swear to God, I swear to God, there are like 12 KKK members left, and there's not a lot of them anymore, man.
I keep saying they're dying in retirement homes right now.
Yes,
a lot of them are just dying.
Nah, man, there's always.
You know who really pisses me off?
Parades and go, we hate all the gays and the Negroes.
Well, I'm sure there is, but it's not like a large number anymore. Like, there was probably a time when legitimately there were maybe tens of thousands of KKK members, 100 years ago or whatever the fuck it was, or 150 to 100 years ago in that time frame. And now, if there's 1,000 of these motherfuckers left around the country, I'd be fucking surprised. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a time when you moved to a new town, if you didn't join your local chapter, you wouldn't get a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like the 1920s.
Yeah. So
it's not normal now.
We live in areas controlled by that sort of shit, and my great-grandfather never joined that shit and always had a fucking job. So I would imagine.
I actually had family member that was Klan.
I have family members that are still in there, and they're not in retirement homes.
Jesus.
I don't know where I've never met my mom's side of the family, so meh.
Okay, here's a good one for you guys. May 29th, Louis Sheldon, anti-gay Christian group founder, dies at 85.
Oh. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Who is that? Like,
can I ask you guys a question?
Oh, it was the FBI guy, the head of the FBI that caused Ruby Ridge and Waco to die.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Can I ask you guys a question? What do you guys think about these 3% LARPers? Like, where are those people at?
You know what? Honestly, and I'm not going to sit.
Facebook.
Yeah. Well, but the other side of it is, I think they don't care, right? Like they're.
Well,
I think it's
shouldn't
ridiculously. I think it's hypocritical. I think they should care about what's going on right now because here's what's funny about it is a lot of these are the same dudes that'll sit there and talk about how fucking fuck cops for red flag laws and no knock warrants and you got the dudes that'll sit there and fucking like that dude who last year was holed up in his fucking house and they were trying to serve a warrant on him. Remember, and it popped off and
Used to be a cop.
Man, I know the real answer to all this shit. The whole
You
place
talking
is like
about the
where
black guy?
all the blue
You know,
boys,
woods?
where the 3%ers, where all of these fucking people or whatever. They have all the people that are smart enough to see what's going on and go, well, me going in there right now is just going to get me killed and it's not going to serve my cause at all. So they sit on the sidelines waiting for something to happen that is a triggering event of some sort that's going to cause them to do whatever it is they're going to do.
Well, there's that, and there's the fact that
What's his name? Christopher Dorner?
that dude.
there's the fact that we've been
Yeah.
we've been divided and conquered, right? Like, it's divide and conquer. Like, that's how you take over the country. We've been divided against other groups within our own country, our own countrymen, people who we should agree with on most things, right? Maybe small disagreement here or there, but we've been othered and we've been dehumanized, and we've been dehumanizing the other side to the point where we see them and they see us as the enemy. So why would I go to their rally? Why would our side go to the rally of the enemy? Like, that's what
That's what I said a couple weeks ago. I was like, well, why don't we just go as Pro 2A supporters, go and do a 2A rally with their rally so we can merge the two together.
Well, that's what I've been saying. We should be doing this shit.
Because they don't want us.
Well, some of them would be glad to have us
Because
there.
we're
I'm not talking about
fascists.
No, I'm not talking about the
You get
fucking
what I'm
Black
saying.
Lives Matter organizations or Antifa, but there are probably a lot of people out there, regular fucking people, who are out there fucking marching, and I'm not talking about the dudes who are stealing TVs and shit, okay, but the people who are legitimately out there with their signs and they're marching and they're, all that shit, that would probably be very, very happy to have some people who traditionally would be on the quote-unquote other side go out there with them. There's probably a lot of people that would love to see.
They're not going to
get our
get
ass beat because of it.
No, if we're armed, then the cops wouldn't beat their ass.
I don't go to
No,
those
we would.
I don't go to those things only because the chances of me getting fucking drug out by some crowd that doesn't know that I'm not on their side or whatever and beaten to death before I shoot them all is like, I think that's not a 0% chance. So why would I go there and help them when there's a chance of that? And number two,
I don't know, man, but
I'm showing here, like when the shit really hits the fucking fan, it doesn't matter if they're black or white. We're all going to be in it together. So
I'm just saying, if like 20 dudes with fucking, if 20 dudes with fucking Hawaiian shirts and AR-15s rolled up, holding signs saying "Stop police abuse on Black Americans," you might have a chance.
Maybe.
What if I don't have a Hawaiian shirt?
Well, Jesus Christ, then put on your American flag shorts. Piss off G-Webs.
My wife keeps trying to buy me a Hawaiian shirt, and I keep telling her right now it means something completely different.
Right.
You don't want me to put that on right now.
I don't think I've ever owned a Hawaiian shirt, so I don't know, but not my style.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm going more for like a hippie chic Vietnam.
But did you see the Hawaiian shirts that have like AKs mixed in with them?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there's some cool ones out there. Well, I was saying we got 10 minutes left. Do we have anything else we want to throw out there? Just to I don't know, just to end the chat. Do we want to end it with, I don't know, maybe an Elton John song or something?
We really should have brought the Yankee Marshall on the chat.
Just something, I don't know, but
where over the rainbow.
I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
Oh, let's just sing.
Now get me by. I don't remember that song.
I'm not the man that they think I fucking don't know the words.
We're not celebrities. We're not supposed to be doing panel-based songs.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
Galileo.
Now, if you
Galileo
really
Figaro.
want to have some fun, get backstage at an Elton John concert. That was fun.
Oh, I'd love to be there.
Maybe
I
the
love Elton John. I think Elton John's awesome. One of the greatest fucking singers and piano players in my lifetime.
That last tour he did, he stopped here in Tulsa, and when he did, I had a friend who got backstage passes, and we went and hung out there. And we only got to like meet him briefly, but the whole fucking backstage was just like a raucous party. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I just found something. Top 50 gayest songs of all time.
Oh God.
Is Africa by Toto on the list?
It's Raining Men. It's Raining Men better be on that.
How about hey, where is Livin' La Vida Loca on that list?
Because you know Ricky Martin's not gay, right?
Yeah.
Ram Ranch, number
I
one.
don't think Ricky Martin's on here. He's completely great. I know what you're talking about. I'll give you top 5. How about that?
Let's do top 5. Oh, of course, yes.
What? So, Disco Needs You.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't
Kylie
know
Minogue.
what that is either.
I know who Kylie Minogue is. But
Number 4 is Raining Men.
Of course, that's a given.
Raining Men.
I Will
Number
Survive is a.
Number 3 is I Will Survive.
Really? Okay.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Number 2, YMCA.
Of course.
Of course. You can take a shower with all the boys.
Dancing Queen by ABBA.
Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
dancing-
You know, I like that song.
Lego.
That's not.
Wait.
That's a good
Go
song.
back up. Go back up. Just start counting out. So we've got
Xanadu. Oh my god.
Pet Shop
Number 6
Boys.
is Go West.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the bottom of the list. I'm not sure. It doesn't have numbers.
No, because it makes sense that Dancing Queen and YMCA are at the top.
Right.
Xanadu. Okay.
Vogue. Oh my god.
Vogue.
I love the nightlife.
I like the boogie.
I like the boogie.
I Am What I Am by Gloria Gaynor.
Gainer.
Believe. Oh my god. By Cher.
Do
you
I'm Still Waiting by Diana Ross.
Oh my god.
What do you think by Diana Ross, man?
Small Town Boy by Bronski Beat.
I think I know that song.
We haven't even gotten to Bicycle Girls by Queen.
Again, over the
No, Bicycle Race and Fat Bottom Girls.
Over the Rainbow, Judy Garland.
so
The fact that there's no Lady Gaga on there means that list is
Not yet.
not yet.
Gaga, man. Lady Gaga is awesome.
Macho
Oh, yeah.
Man. Macho Man
In the
makes
Navy.
sense.
In the Navy
Relax by
In the
Frankie Goes to
Navy.
Hollywood.
You can catch a disease
Family.
in the Navy.
9 to 5.
Yeah,
Who-
Dolly Parton.
Okay.
I Want to Break Free. I like that song.
Yes, I want to break free makes sense, especially if you
Well,
watch
if
the
you watch
video.
the video especially.
That girl was
Okay.
a queen.
Well, interesting list. Where did you find this list, by the way?
Spotify. I just googled it.
Sweet
I know, right, it's his personal
transvestite.
list.
Oh my god.
Sweet
Yes.
transsexual Transylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
That's not his personal.
So,
I enjoyed Rocky Horror
movie night.
too much as a teenager for my mother to not know I'm gay, right?
When is movie night?
Movie night is tomorrow.
We
but
watch it tomorrow.
I have
What?
no idea.
What are we watching?
We should watch The Birdcage.
Yes, I want to
Yes,
watch-
that's what we decided. Yes. We're gonna
We
watch
should watch The
Birdcage.
Birdcage. That's fucking.
Yeah.
How are we
We've
going to
trained to
watch that?
Busan.
Because it's not on anything that we'll have a watch party for.
I don't know.
Oh, I can get it. I can probably find Birdcage. We can probably find it.
It's
on
got to be
on a
somewhere.
watch party,
Netflix or
man.
something like that. Just
It's
go
not.
through.
Did any of you see The Raven?
The what?
The Raven?
It's an app
Raven?
called Rave. It's like Watch Party, but it's for like PCs and phone, and it runs like Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, all sorts of stuff.
Okay, we'll have to look into that. Write that down, Matt.
The Rave.
It's not The
Oh my
Rave. It's
god!
called Rave.
So,
Rave.
so Chu
Rave
Wong Fu is
app.
on here. And
Yeah.
burlesque. is great.
Video.
Video is
Rave. So it's
this
rave
movie
dot.
brought to you by
hang on.
Rave Shadow Legends.
It's.
Okay,
Hey,
you're
hey,
gonna get
hey,
copyrighted.
hey, hey,
Sorry, I said I did one thing for a second.
hey. It's called. It's at rave.io. Rave videos with friends.
I'm just surprised that Raid Shadow Legends hasn't sponsored you
You
yet.
can also install.
That's what I was just doing.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Hello, Clarice.
So
you should do Train
apparently-
to Busan. Get back to the roots.
Showtime. It says it's on Prime Video, but it's not. It's there for sale if you wanted to buy it or rent it. Vudu. It says maybe Hulu.
Hulu?
Is it on Hulu?
I'll go look.
I saw it on one of them. But we can easily watch stream it.
Oh no! Here's what it is. It's on Showtime, and if you add Showtime to Hulu, you can watch it through Hulu.
Okay.
That's what it is.
And we can find it on F movies. And
Yes, we can definitely
play 1, 2, 3, play. You know.
Yes, we'll do that. We'll have to do that because we know it's on F movies because everything's there.
I'm pretty sure we
Until
can
my computer
easily-
starts buffering, and then I'm like way behind you guys.
Well, you're supposed to have a good
pretty sure we
computer.
can-
I have a good computer.
Should be
I have
fine.
good internet. But that shit still happens.
You can download it.
I think Rave works with F movies.
I wouldn't download anything from that website.
Do you remember when the only problem we had in this world was whether or not you gave your computer AIDS? to fucking
Yes, I
download
remember
songs?
back in the LimeWire
Yes.
days. Remember LimeWire?
Yeah.
I loved LimeWire, even though I'm sure I think I gave HIV to many of my computers.
Dude,
Yeah. Through LimeWire.
I used the shit out of the Pirate Bay.
Pirate Bay,
That
yeah.
was my shit
That's
back
still up.
Yeah, it's still up.
Yeah.
But it's probably like a fucking honeypot right now.
What? What'd you say, Roro?
Are you into this sort of police brutality?
What? What? What are you
Oh,
sharing?
that's
Oh my god! Why? God damn it, Roro! God damn it! Okay, get off the dude, please.
So,
You're
500
gonna get him.
including my mother, liked that. So,
that's not police brutality. That's something else.
this
Oh god, that shit's. I really want to beat somebody's ass over that.
See, and you
flag.
wonder why the Second Amendment supporters aren't showing up to these things.
Yep.
I kind of want to see somebody actually wave that flag in front of somebody who's actually patriotic.
Well, here's the thing. You can wave that in my face all you want. The minute you try to do what that flag implies, you're
Yeah,
going to
but
get
you don't-
shot. I mean, that's just how it goes. Wave the
keep-
flag all
Like,
you want.
I want to see somebody.
I keep a.
Well, you can wave the flag.
I wanna
Like,
see
I'm
somebody.
not going to join that demonstration with that flag waving. Sorry.
I keep a squeeze.
Boy, that's when you bring a bigger Gadsden.
lighter in my shit, man.
That's something I can't get behind. If that's something that this side is advocating for, then there's no way that I can stand with them, even if I agree with them on other things.
Well, look what happened at the.
Well, you understand that's a very small. That's probably like
with that militia
that's-
member.
that's not indicative of quote unquote the movement. You know what I mean?
That's indicative of the subverting of the movement.
Yes.
The people who are the paid actors, the people who are like Antifa and shit moving in and like taking the movement and guiding it in a direction that they want. Yeah. And
Well, look what happened a
if you're
couple
going to
days
be
ago when that
associated with
militia
it, you're in
member.
that crowd.
Look what happened when that militia member shot that kid. I mean, they don't want to step on the snake.
Well, and that dude
Or
wasn't even a.
whatever the guy.
Yeah.
He was not in that militia. He was just there protesting with the militia.
Well, regardless, they saw what happens when you step on the snake. You know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and he got let off with no charges. I mean, you know, there was
they
more
did
than.
attack him.
Yeah. Fortunately, there was a lot of people there with cameras, and it was recorded. I mean, the dude. If you look earlier on in the video, when the dude he fucking pepper sprays a bunch of people and then slams this chick on the
That
ground.
doesn't make him look good. but
Doesn't
the
make
guy
him look good.
had a knife on him.
Yeah, but it was not equal retaliatory force. You know
the
what I
guy
mean?
threw a knife on him, man.
Yeah, I know. Not
Yeah,
only
he
that,
pulled
but
a
a
knife. And
skateboard
that's
is
when you-
also a deadly weapon, and they smacked him in the back of the head with a skateboard, and then a couple of those dudes had fucking bats that came after him with it, and then there's the dude with the knife. So, I'm not saying, he deserved anything or whatever. He went there. In my opinion, he had every bit as much right to be there as the people that were there trying to pull down a fucking statue. Maybe more so because he was trying to, protest against that statue. And I will say that, I mean, okay, well, it's kind of nitpicky, but if you watch the video, the chick that he slammed to the ground, he grabbed her by the shoulder and then, like, pulled her down behind him. He didn't, like, body slam her. He was trying to walk a certain way, and she kept intentionally getting in front of him to prevent him from walking forward. Now, would that have pissed me off enough to slam a chick to the ground? No. But would I have been pissed? Yes. Would I maybe have slammed a dude to the ground for that? I might have. I might have. I'll be honest.
If you did that to a fucking woman, and like it would take a lot to get me to hit a woman.
Yeah, I know.
Again, we have equal. We have equal rights here. You try and do shit to a male. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, like I said,
that's a woman in the first place.
You step up, you try, and you keep doing it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna side with the male that knocks your bitch ass on the ground.
Well, like I said, she was not like okay. She wasn't like assaulting him or anything. She was blocking his path. She was she was constantly. She was standing in front. She had her back to him, and she was intentionally like bumping into him. And when he tried to walk.
Have you seen this one?
I saw. Yeah. I don't think I've seen the whole thing. Why? Something happens, right?
What?
I don't know. It's some dude beating his girlfriend or something like that.
Oh yeah, dude. I saw this.
And then did you see the one that happened after that? So what happened to him? Hold on,
yeah, that's not his girlfriend. That's like
dude. Why did you just show animated titties on my fucking screen?
Twitter. Dude, I don't know.
Man, that was a.
But that whole situation is.
Guy was beating, not his girlfriend. He's a fucking sex trafficker.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay, I didn't know.
Situation shows how
now came and did that.
Okay.
He was out there in the yard, like yelling at her, "You're my property, bitch."
Okay.
Or something like that.
Well, you know.
But that whole situation, the whole reason
that's another thing right there. That's another thing right there. In my opinion, and a lot of people, if you're more right-leaning, you will disagree with this. I don't know why prostitution is illegal. All that does is allow for shit like that to happen.
Yeah.
That's all it does.
What are you against? Are you against capitalism or are you against sex?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is it illegal? Like, why?
I mean, if I
it's gonna happen. Like, look, if I turn
first,
I mean, here's the thing. If I turn on a camera, it's legal. Like,
okay, here's
you know what I mean?
I honestly believe that we should be more advocating for the health of these girls.
So here's part 2. Same dude. This is the neighbors getting involved now.
Yeah, apparently this is a gang of drug dealers that heard the screaming and heard what he was saying and really beat it out of him. As they should have.
Good.
They should have just shot the fucking dude.
Good.
I'm sure they did crack or heroin or some shit, but at least they aren't that scum.
Yeah.
Yep. That gives me a good feeling seeing that for some reason.
That whole situation with that dude that shot that guy is the whole reason why the left will never win in a straight up fight.
Yeah, because they're gonna come at you with a knife and we're all gonna shoot M16s at them.
Exactly. And I'm just waiting for the blue helmets to come because I need a new P90.
I want to go the Stargate route, like to get raw.
That's true. I'm down. We'll just all head to Cheyenne Mountain when the shit goes down.
I want Cheyenne Mountain. Fuck that house.
I think if we wanted to, if enough of us showed up, we could take over Cheyenne Mountain, and they'd have a hell of a time getting us the fuck out of there.
No,
I don't think it wouldn't matter how many of us showed up at Cheyenne Mountain. Have you ever seen the door to that place?
Yeah,
man. So
all we got to do is shut the door, and we can't do shit.
You don't.
We'd be
show up
outside of it. Yeah.
Mob. Listen to me. You don't show up as an armed mob. You show up as a fan club for a tour group, and then you just seize it while you're in there.
Yep.
They don't tour Cheyenne Mountain though. There's a problem.
Well, convince them.
They used to.
Man.
They don't anymore.
They used to.
Oh shit. Well, that's kind of sad.
We can still get it.
Because they had that thing. They even used to have a door that said Stargate on it.
Yeah.
So you go in there. Of course, I think it was like a broom closet or something.
I went there when I was in grade school for a field trip, and like drank the water. There's like brown water because they've got their entire water supply to last for like 20 years for the people inside. Like that's how much water they have, and it's in these like old steel tanks, so it comes out all like brown and nasty, but it's drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that stuck with me all these years.
All right.
So has anybody actually taken into account that after Trump's little rally there might be more riots, especially since he's kind of like pissing on the Tulsa?
Well, we've been talking about it, so.
Tulsa, and I've been like singing my death song all week because of this shit. Like I think it's
when is that? Is that tonight?
They're already planning more.
I thought it was tonight, but it's tomorrow.
They moved it to tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the worst place to fucking do a rally right now.
Yeah.
Well,
you got the Trump rally, and you got Juneteenth. You've got all that going together, and everyone wanting to protest.
Yeah. Well, and then it happens at the.
Tulsa is centrally located, and it's a Saturday. People are going to be here from all over.
Yeah.
Well, no, the fact that he's doing a rally where about whatever, but there was a mass murder of black people. And he doesn't seem to be the most sensitive.
I honestly still think the best thing he could do is go give a speech there about unity. Like, even though there's still going to be a lot of people on the left wouldn't believe a word that comes out of his mouth, if he went up there and just said, look, we're doing this here because this is the site of something horrible that happened that we can never let happen again, and we need to recognize that there are problems in this country that need to be taken care of, but we are Americans, and we need to get past this stuff, and we need to figure out how to work together to solve our problems and not spend all our time letting the powers that be try to divide us with hate and lies. And if he would just get up there and give a fucking speech instead of doing a rally, or if he would go give the speech first and then go do his fucking rally or whatever, I don't know.
Matt,
well, he had a speech like that, and YouTube took it down.
It's like, get up there, do that speech, and then do it. You could have a rally and have that speech at the same time.
Yeah,
he did. He did that. He made a video of a speech exactly like that, and you know what? They flagged it for the fucking graffiti that was on the wall. They flagged it as intellectual property or some shit.
Yeah.
And they tore it
down. But this would be different. This would be a national speech. You know what I mean? This is different. Yeah. This isn't just some.
If Trump was actually a good leader, he would go right to where that riot happened, where the mass grave is, and he would sit down on a stage with the oldest, blackest victim of whatever he could find in the world that is
He'd be called racist for that.
Yeah, he'd be like,
have a conversation about policing in America in a meaningful way that would encourage people that he gets it and that he is working on it.
Yeah.
And that
if he was smart, he would find because there's got to still be people who were affected by that alive today. He would find those people. He would get like what's his name? What's that senator that everybody's been bagging on? That black senator that everybody's been bagging on the last couple weeks.
The one that says it's going to tip over Guam.
Is that what? No. He's actually a Republican senator. He would go and he would get. There's tons all over the country.
I would maybe even get Al Sharpton or somebody.
That's what I was going to say. You invite Al Sharpton, but also there are tons, surprisingly enough, a whole lot of pro-Trump conservative black pastors all over the country.
Yeah.
And you invite all of them to come there and take part in that. And, I mean, that would be the smart unifying thing to do that I wish he would do.
Al Sharpton wouldn't be a good choice, though, because he's a race baiter.
I understand that, but to invite him, he probably wouldn't show up. But to invite him and give him a chance. You know what I mean?
Honestly, if he did want to show up and speak, what could he say there that you, as the President of the United States, could not be like, hey, well, that's wrong, if he's like veering into other shit, like race baiting people. Like, you as the President of the United States should be the scariest motherfucker to talk to on a stage in existence.
Yeah. But he won't do that, which is a shame. There's a whole lot of stuff I wish he would do. There's a whole lot of stuff I wish Republicans would do that I think would make this country a better fucking place. And I don't know why they don't do it.
But does it sound kind of fucked up that I just want them to already, rip the Band-Aid off?
With what? What do you mean?
Just, because, if the people who actually really want war just fucking rip the Band-Aid off so they can get past it and make things better.
That's not how it works, man.
Yeah, it's not gonna work like that either. There's no ripping the Band-Aid off. It's heal the wound.
Well, no, like the Antifa people, right? Like, okay, they're designated as terrorists, right? Well, why aren't we taking action against them?
Well, I mean,
because they're not technically.
They're nobody.
I mean, look at the Patriot Act.
The FBI
The Patriot Act should be enough to just go in there and take all day and take the people out.
Scary road down that road.
Yeah. And the problem.
Scary place that leads to.
I keep saying the hard part about doing Antifa and calling them terrorists
is holding them down long enough to get it in.
If we had to do anything, we would be called labeled a fucking terrorist.
Okay, so
you are right about one thing, because if you look at what's happening in Seattle right now, if a group of libertarians and conservatives got together and took over 6 square blocks of somewhere, the military would fucking roll in. And we know this because it's literally happened. I mean, look at Waco.
Waco and
look at Ruby Ridge. Look at what happens. So I don't know, man. Anyway, this is a whole other discussion than what we were here to talk about tonight.
Oh yeah,
it's a whole different thing. But
sorry for stoking the flames.
All right,
the Waco thing. We were talking about Stargate earlier. What are the chances that Stargate is real and that the guy in Waco was actually a Gould and that was his Gould cult?
Ooh, there you go. Maybe.
I guess
that could be it. Yep.
Highly likely.
I think this is going to about wrap it up for today. I think we had some good conversation, even though we did kind of veer off several times. But the dick jokes were appreciated. We do appreciate that somebody with very differing opinions when it comes to gay people and black people, we're glad he showed up tonight.
To be fair, we made fun of Honda considerably.
You invoked me. I was not going to show up to this chat till you spent half of the chat that I wasn't here talking about.
Anyway. So that, I think, will do it. So thank you, everybody here on the panel, everybody who watched. Did I miss any super chats? Let me check real quick. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I did.
I just want to say that I really appreciate the gun gay community on here. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm glad this is a thing.
Well, good. I'm glad. And I'm glad you finally told me something, you son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. 8.5 fucking years I've been talking to this dude. He never said anything. All the dick jokes we've shared over live chats, and he never fucking said a thing.
Hey, man, I think some of you guys should have gotten the hint about all the $20 is $20 talk.
Yeah, I guess.
At a certain point, someone's going to call you on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, $20 is $20.
That's true.
All right, $20.
William Keller out there in the chat dropped in a super chat, said that's Honda's playlist on iTunes. That's how he found it. That's how he found it so fucking quick. That's exactly what it is. Mr. Hemi Mechanic also had a super chat, said, NEA, I once had a coworker on my Facebook just say that Mount Rushmore is racist, so therefore we should destroy it. He's an LGBT Mexican. I deleted him.
So,
what?
In reality, Mount Rushmore
If they go after Mount Rushmore, then I'm going after them.
Mount Rushmore was carved to destroy sacred sites for the Sioux Indians in the fucking Black Hills. That's why it was done, and it's horrible. I don't think we should destroy Mount Rushmore, but there should be
it's already there.
Leave it alone. Talking about the horrible fucking shit we did.
Yeah, we should definitely own up to all the horrible shit we did. And at the same time, we should also be given the benefit of the doubt that we don't do that shit anymore, and we should stop being blamed for shit that happened 100, 200, 300 years ago, because that's what gets on my fucking nerves. Again, look,
we need to stop judging 200, 300 years ago on today's morality. It was a different...
Yeah.
I mean, look, bad shit's still bad shit, right?
We did.
No, I get it. I get it. But, there's tons of examples of that, and they're going to do that to today. You know what I mean? You can't judge us based upon a morality that doesn't exist yet.
True, but
look what happened in Portland, though. They ripped down George Washington, right? But they kept the statue of Lenin up. What the hell?
Yeah. Well, like I said, look, bad shit is still bad. The things that happened to black people in this country in the past, things that have happened to gay people in this country in the past, things that still occasionally happen sometimes today. Bad is bad no matter what. But we're not the same way we used to be, and you know, unless something drastic happens, I don't think we'll go back to that. Let's hope nothing drastic happens. So I think we need to acknowledge the bad shit of the past.
Evil.
Find ways.
Yellowstone. Sorry.
We need to. God damn it! You fucked up my ending, you motherfucking piece of shit.
You're welcome.
Fuck you.
Fuck you back.
Anyway.
Anytime.
Yeah, that's it, guys. We're gonna get out of here. So thank you guys, everybody who tuned in and for being here on the panel. I think we lost Jedi. I don't know if he lost his connection or he was just tired. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been driving. But thank you guys for showing up here. We will be back. Well, you know, we got tomorrow night. We hang out and watch movies and then get drunk with Honda, and then I'll be back here on Trigger Time on Sunday. So we will see you guys then. Have fun. Enjoy your weekend, if it's at all possible, if you can. And that's it. We're out, guys. Take it easy. And there you go. We'll hopefully Tulsa won't burn tomorrow, and we'll get to talk to Roro again. So
I've written something I'm going to post when the president's speaking.
I keep meaning to read that because I know you emailed me that, and I fucking
final address to the fucking people or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's his manifesto. Anyway, all right. Later, guys.